I ate a mouthful of my mom's umbilical cord in the womb, and discovered the supreme bone and invincible double pupils growing on my back. Furthermore, my mom is the world's only empress. Every day she uses her source power to perform a baptism for me. The powerful bloodline force forced me to start cultivating from the womb, resulting in me reaching the peak of the 9th level of Cave Heaven realm before birth. And just as I was preparing to break through to the dragon transformation realm, Mom outside suddenly let out a scream, attracting countless immortal king ancestors to personally leave seclusion to protect me. Grandfather even activated the clan protection array, fearing someone might affect the birth of his grandson. And at that moment, the cry of a baby spread throughout the entire Imperial Ji clan. It's out, it's out. I was held by the midwife and placed beside my mother Su Ruyue, only to see an enchanting woman wearing a black silk dress walk out from the crowd, staring at Ji Xiaoyao with an unconvinced look on her face. This woman was incredibly beautiful, with a voluptuous, hourglass figure, and a pair of watery fox-like eyes. She was simply a stunning stunner of the mortal realm. Men would lose their self-control with just one glance. She was Mei Yun, a genius of the Charm Fox clan. Tisk tisk. She is really bold, daring to provoke the emperor son of the Ji family like this. She's courting death. I heard she was taken in as a servant by Xue Hunzi a few days ago. Xue Hunzi even declared that he would hack down the Ji family emperor son in the secret realm. The surrounding whispers were very low. Ji Xiaoyao narrowed his eyes. Murderous intent flashed in his eyes as he stared at Mei Yun. Everyone. The 5 deity transformation pills are items left behind by the great emperor. He alone occupied 4 of them. It's too unfair. Why don't we attack together and force him to hand over the remaining 3 pills? No matter how strong he is, can he really fight all of us alone? Mei Yun's voice was light and charming, carrying a seductive allure. Some people were immediately captivated. Of course, even more people frowned and quickly backed away, their faces full of mockery. Brainless. Trying to use this kind of trick against the Ji family emperor son. Hee. Who gave her the confidence? Trying to use us as her weapons. Does she think we're stupid? Hearing the mockery from the people around her, Mei Yun felt a wave of bitterness in her heart. She also knew her move was very stupid, but she had no choice. Just now, Xue Hunzi sent her a sound transmission, telling her to target the Ji family emperor son, no matter what method she used, preferably making the opponent bleed and get injured. Her divine soul was being controlled by someone else. If she had known earlier, she wouldn't have been so greedy. Mei Yun smiled bitterly. She came from the Charm Fox clan. Although they weren't heaven-rank vicious beasts, but their innate talent was very special. They could charm people's hearts. In the ancient era, there was even a precedent of a Charm Fox monster charming and controlling a supreme being. So as soon as she saw Xue Hunzi, Mei Yun had wicked thoughts. But the result was trying to steal a chicken only to lose the rice. She failed to charm him, and was subdued by the other party instead, becoming a slave. She just hoped she could survive this time. Mei Yun glanced at Ji Xiaoyao. This youth looked as handsome and refined as a banished immortal. But she knew clearly in her heart, this was a young god of slaughter. He absolutely wouldn't show any tender affection for a woman when striking. Ji family emperor son. I'll give you one more chance. Hand over 3 deity transformation pills. Mei Yun took a deep breath, and continued to speak, deliberately slowing down her speaking speed to delay time, waiting for Xue Hunzi to arrive. But just as her voice faded, an involuntary chill surged in her heart. Are you courting death? An icy voice exploded in Mei Yun's ears. The voice wasn't loud, but the killing intent was intense. Mei Yun subconsciously looked up, and happened to meet Ji Xiaoyao's eyes. Icy. Majestic. With great Dao runes flashing in his eyes. Mei Yun's body trembled. Uncontrollable fear arose in her heart, as if the person before her wasn't a youth, but an immemorial vicious beast that would eat people at any moment. She still wanted to say something, but Ji Xiaoyao suddenly took a step forward, and blasted out a palm strike. Buzz. Dense death energy gathered in his palm. Its corrosive power was astonishing. Even the void was about to be corroded. Oh no. Mei Yun felt the threat of death rushing at her face. She let out a scream and hastily retreated. But the moment she retreated, a sky-covering giant hand condensed from vital blood had already appeared above her head. Creation and destruction existed at the palm's edge. Under the terrifying pressure of this giant hand, Mei Yun felt her physical body would shatter at any time. and her primordial spirit was also drying up. Your Highness Emperor's son. Listen to my explanation. I didn't do it on purpose. It was all Xue Hunzi. Under the threat of death. Mei Yun couldn't care about much else. And hurriedly begged for mercy. But before she finished speaking, the giant hand of death energy crashed down heavily. Rumble. The sound of the explosion shook the sky. The earth trembled violently. Smoke and dust rose everywhere. A huge palm print spanning a full 100 feet appeared on the ground. Mei Yun was smashed to pieces by a single palm strike. Her primordial spirit was corroded by the death energy. Completely extinguished. After doing all this, Ji Xiaoyao casually flicked the dust off his clothes. Like he had just swatted an ant to death. Daring to provoke him. Who cares what difficulties you have? Provocation means death. Vying for supremacy on the Emperor's path. One must never be soft-hearted. Swish swish. Next. Streams of light continuously flew out from the pill pavilion. Wrapping around the pills. Ji Xiaoyao didn't say a word. He circulated the Kuanping technique to its extreme. Attacked swiftly. And grabbed all the pills in his hands at once. Not leaving a single one behind. If it were anyone else being this greedy, they would have long been attacked by the crowd. But right now, no one present dared to show dissatisfaction. Which is more important, pills or life? Everyone could distinguish that clearly. Buzz buzz. Just at this moment, a violent sonic boom suddenly came from the distant horizon. The entire sky was dyed dark red. A thick scent of blood spread out. D. An indifferent voice echoed. A ray of bloodlight shot toward Ji Xiaoyao across endless space. Blood demon divine light. Xue Hunzi is here. Someone recognized this bloodlight. Revealing fear on their faces. Xue Hunzi. A true peerless monster. Invincible among his peers since his debut. With a tyrannical personality and a love for slaughter. Massacring cities and exterminating races over the slightest disagreement. Disperse. Ji Xiaoyao pointed out with one finger. Easily neutralizing the bloodlight. He looked up at the horizon. Only to see a youth resembling a demon god walking through the air. Holding a bronze spear. His blood-red long hair flying in the wind. Countless vengeful spirits roared behind him. At the same time, demonic chi raged. Mo Luan arrived breaking through the void, sitting cross-legged on a lotus seat of demonic chi with a compassionate face. Golden holy light fluttered. Ouyang Dai, wearing golden battle armor, descended like a female god of war. A blazing scorching sun reflected in the void. Teng Lai, a genius of the immemorial Holy Vine tribe, also tore through the void. Xue Hunzi. Mo Lun. Ouyang Dai. Teng Lai. All these peerless monsters have come. Several great monsters appeared on stage simultaneously. The atmosphere at the scene instantly became oppressive. Everyone subconsciously backed away, knowing that an unimaginable grand battle was about to erupt next. Getting caught in the crossfire would mean death. These few people all have the bearing of a great emperor. They rarely have rivals in the younger generation. I wonder who will win. Xue Hunzi belongs to an immemorial royal family. He is already at the early divine treasure realm. Ouyang Dai, Mo Luan, and the others have also stepped into the divine treasure realm. In contrast, the Ji family emperor's son is too young, lacking invincible foundational profoundness. He might lose. Someone analyzed it this way. The others nodded in agreement one after another. Double pupils are invincible. Unbeaten in the mortal realm. These words aren't wrong. But the Ji family emperor's son's cultivation time is too short. His realm is being crushed. Though equally geniuses. This is a fatal gap. However, the Ji family's double pupil wielder is indeed astonishing. To be able to reach this stage at only 10 years old. If his cultivation time wasn't so short, he might have been able to powerfully suppress these people. Someone sighed. Feeling pity for Ji Xiaoyao. Place your bets, place your bets. Bet on who can win. Xue Hunzi's odds are 1 to 0.8. Ouyang Dai is 1 to 0.6. Mo Lun, Ji family emperor's son, is 1 to 5. A busybody shouted loudly. While the crowd was discussing, the several geniuses stood facing each other. None of them spoke first. An invisible aura permeated among them. Was it you who just killed my maidservant? Xue Hunzi took a step forward, pointing his spear straight at Ji Xiaoyao's face. Speaking indifferently. The vengeful spirits behind him bared their fangs and brandished their claws. If you're in a hurry, I can send you over right now. You might still be able to catch up with her on the road to the Yellow Springs. Ji Xiaoyao's voice was flat. Hee hee. Do all people from the Ji family like to spout nonsense like this? Xue Hunzi sneered, blood light surfacing in his eyes. If you don't believe it, you can come over and try. Ji Xiaoyao retorted tit for tat. Hee hee. I can kill you anytime I want. It's just that the Emperor Pill is about to appear. I don't want to cause complications and give others an opportunity. Xue Hunzi's tone was contemptuous. As if Ji Xiaoyao was an ant he could manipulate at will. Are you afraid of me? If I make a move, I will slay you within 10 moves. Ji Xiaoyao mocked. His realm was inferior to the opponent. But after his 9 tribulations indestructible, heavenly art broke through to the second stage. He was confident he could suppress all enemies of his generation. You're courting death. Bloodlight flickered in Xue Hunzi's eyes. His killing intent caused the winds and clouds to change color. Hee hee. You talk too much nonsense. Since you don't dare to make a move, then I will be the one to slay you. Ji Xiaoyao let out a cold laugh and fiercely threw a punch. Rumble. Ocean-like vital blood erupted like a volcano. At the same time, a phantom of the heavenly horned ant flashed past and merged into the fist seal. With this punch, Ji Xiaoyao didn't hold back. The fist seal bloomed with endless divine radiance, shaking the void until it shattered. Boom. The golden fist seal shook the void. Ji Xiaoyao didn't hold back in the slightest. Endless mana and surging vital blood poured out at the same time, coupled with the blessing of the heavenly horned ant's divine ability. The terrifying power made everyone present tremble in their hearts. Even Mo Luan, Ouyang Dai, and the others couldn't help but look sideways. The power of this punch had completely exceeded the limits of the dragon transformation realm. A minor trick, that's all. Xue Hunzi snorted coldly, although his words were disdainful. But his eyes were exceptionally solemn. Light glowed between his fingers, dropping down chains of the great Tao, blooming with dense bloody light, sealing the void. This is the blood fiend soul refining art. The supreme secret technique within the blood transforming myriad spirits, heavenly art. It was illustrious in the immemorial era, claimed to be able to seal the heavens and strangle myriad spirits. But the next moment, boom. The golden fist seal was ferociously invincible, directly blasting all the chains of order to pieces. Even Xue Hunzi was shaken, stumbling back 2 steps, his face turning pale. He forced Xue Hunzi back with one punch. So strong. The crowd revealed expressions of astonishment. Ji Xiaoyao's cultivation is a whole major realm lower than Xue Hunzi's. Yet he actually gained the upper hand in the exchange. What would happen if they were in the same realm? Mo Lun, Ouyang Dai, and Teng Lai, the 3 of them were also momentarily surprised. They had all exchanged blows with Xue Hunzi, knowing how terrifying the blood fiend soul refining art was. They didn't expect the Ji family emperor's son to neutralize it with a single punch. Not bad, not bad. This is the only way you're qualified to be the guardian boy under my lotus seat. Mo Luan smiled sinisterly, demonic chi wreaking havoc. Ouyang Dai's eyes were full of battle intent as she looked at Ji Xiaoyao. Teng Lai didn't speak. He stared indifferently at the pill pavilion. You disappoint me. You are much weaker than I thought. Having knocked Xue Hunzi back with one punch, Ji Xiaoyao didn't stop. He circulated the Kunping technique to its peak. The Kunping wings flickered, and he killed his way in front of Xue Hunzi again. Courting death. Xue Hunzi coldly snorted. In the instant Ji Xiaoyao approached, he violently thrust out the spear in his hand. This strike was very terrifying, though it had no divine ability blessing. But endless vengeful spirits flew out from behind him, bearing fangs and claws, wanting to devour Ji Xiaoyao. This kind of method can't do anything to me. The vital blood inside Ji Xiaoyao surged madly. Runes flew out from his flesh and blood, intertwining with the vital blood to evolve into the indestructible true domain. All the approaching vengeful spirits were obliterated on the spot. Ji Xiaoyao took the opportunity to grab the thrusting spear. Death energy boiled in his palm. Creation and destruction existed at the palm's edge, under the corrosion of the death energy. The spear in Xue Hunzi's hand dimmed at a visible speed, its divinity being corroded. Ji Xiaoyao suddenly exerted force. The spear shattered on the spot. But right at this moment, a cold, sinister smile suddenly appeared on Xue Hunzi's lips. Die for me. Roar. A giant heavenly dog phantom emerged behind him, and fiercely swallowed toward Ji Xiaoyao. This is the origin divine ability of the heavenly dog tribe. The crowd's eyes filled with astonishment. The heavenly dog tribe is a bona fide heaven-rank vicious beast. The legend of the heavenly dog eating the moon is related to them. No. It's not the heavenly dog tribe's origin divine ability, although the phantom looks similar. The aura is completely different. A genius from the heavenly dog tribe raised a doubt. It's chaos. The origin divine ability of chaos. Someone with vast knowledge and experience spoke the truth. Chaos. One of the 4 great vicious beasts. Although not as great as the 10 perils. But it stands above numerous heaven-rank vicious beasts. Especially chaos, as the head of the vicious beasts. Having an illustrious reputation. Before the taboo era, it once vied for supremacy with the beings of the 10 perils. Defeated but not killed. Xue Hunzi unleashed the origin divine ability of chaos. Everyone was moved. This is absolutely an invincible divine ability. With infinite might. Terrifying devouring power came from the mouth of the chaos phantom. As if wanting to chew up the entire sky. However, Xiao was incredibly calm. His black gold mystic robes fluttering wantonly. Sever. He violently grasped at the void. The primordial supreme bone in his chest bloomed with purple light. A sword of time, condensed from the power of time, appeared out of thin air. It was exactly the time heaven-severing sword art. Sizzle. Sword chi ran rampant, splashing endless fragments of time. In a daze, everyone saw a resplendent sword light cross the long river of time. Pfft. The brilliant sword light shattered the void. The massive chaos phantom was slashed into pieces. Moreover, after shattering the chaos phantom with one strike, that sword light that crossed the long river of time did not completely dissipate, but continued flying toward Xue Hunzi. Xue Hunzi's eyes narrowed. Break for me. He threw out a punch. Endless bloodlight burst out from the fist seal, instantly shattering the sword light. But the moment the sword light shattered, a surge of time power overflowed, and instantly struck Xue Hunzi. Buzz buzz. Xue Hunzi's body trembled. He involuntarily flew backwards, smashing fiercely into a mountain peak behind him. The massive impact caved in the entire mountain peak. Smoke and dust filled the sky. Furthermore, under the erosion of the power of time, his lifespan was instantly stripped of 100 years. Seeing this scene, everyone present was dumbfounded. Holy shit. Am I seeing things? Xue Hunzi is being suppressed by the Ji family emperor's son the entire time. A divine treasure realm fighting a dragon transformation realm. And he can't win. The Ji family emperor's son is defying the heavens. Everyone was baffled. They originally thought that the divine treasure realm Xue Hunzi would definitely crush the dragon transformation realm Ji family emperor's son. But the result was exactly the opposite. Double pupils are invincible. Undefeated in the world. It's really not just an empty saying. Facing a genius of Xue Hunzi's caliber, he can still strike above his level and hold an absolute advantage. Double pupils are too heaven-defying. And did you guys notice? From the start of the battle until now, the Ji family emperor's son has relied entirely on himself. He hasn't even used the power of his double pupils yet. This means he still has power to spare. The crowd felt a burst of horror. Their eyes became even more reverent as they looked at Xiao. Good. Very good. Ji family emperor's son. You have successfully ignited my true fury. Xue Hunzi soared into the sky from the ruins, killing intent flickering in his bloody eyes. He didn't expect to be suppressed by a youth whose realm and age were both lower than his. Ignite your true fury? Is it that scary? Xiao smiled disdainfully. I said I would suppress and kill you within 10 moves. 7 moves left. You're courting death. Rage soared to the heavens in Xue Hunzi's heart. As a top-tier genius of the current era, when had he ever been underestimated like this? He let out a furious roar, and violently charged to suppress Xiao. But right at this moment, boom! The pill pavilion abruptly erupted with a burst of dazzling golden light. A faint trace of extreme Dao power permeated out. The faint extreme Dao power spread, although it was very weak, but it carried an unrivaled coercive aura. Everyone present felt immense pressure. The weaker ones even went limp and collapsed directly to the ground. Even Xue Hunzi, Mo Luin and the others were pressed down from the void. Only Xiao remained calm and composed. The chaos world-destroying bell inside his body released traces of chaos power, isolating the extreme Dao pressure outside. This is... The Emperor Pill is appearing. Xiao opened his double pupils and looked above the pill pavilion. He saw that within the resplendent golden light above the pill pavilion, a fist-sized pill was emitting a rich pill fragrance. Just taking one sniff, he felt the mana inside his body surge, showing faint signs of increasing. It's here, it's here. The pill pavilion's greatest fortune has appeared. As expected of an emperor pill. Even just sniffing it once made my vital blood and mana rise. If I swallowed it whole, Wouldn't I become an immortal on the spot? Although they were shivering under the extreme Tao pressure. But everyone became excited. That is an emperor pill. A supreme pill refined using an elixir of immortality. Swallowing it, even the most mediocre person could instantly transform into a top-tier powerhouse. Everyone's eyes turned red with greed. Roar! Xue Hunzi, Mo Luin and the others roared almost simultaneously. Secret treasures in their bodies bloomed with divine light, barely resisting the extreme Tao pressure. The next moment, they shot into the sky at the same time, chasing after the emperor pill. Get lost, all of you. Seeing this, Xiao snorted coldly, turned his head abruptly and threw a punch. Boom! Surging vital blood emerged, golden runes flickering within it, striking towards everyone simultaneously. Incredibly overbearing and dominant. Courting death. Xue Hunzi, Mo Luin and the others were enraged. How dare he attack all of them at the same time? Did he treat them like ants? Break for me. Xue Hunzi growled. Endless blood fiend origin energy flew out, turning into a ferocious blood beast, instantly devouring the vital blood. Amitbao, benefactor, ascend to the pure land early. Mo Luin chanted a Buddha's name. Demonic and monstrous chi rose behind him, evolving into a glaring demonic vajra, isolating all the vital blood on the outside. Ouyang Dai didn't waste words. Her actions were even more overbearing. Her whole body bloomed with golden light. Terrifying battle intent shot straight into the clouds, as if wanting to overturn heaven and earth. Whoever stops me from taking the emperor pill today, I will kill them. Teng Lai had a silent personality, but at this moment made a domineering declaration. A grand sun emerged behind him. A heaven-reaching divine vine grew proudly within the sun, melting away all the surrounding vital blood. A bit interesting. Xiaoyao's gaze was piercingly cold, not caring at all that his full power punch was neutralized. After all, these few people were all top-tier geniuses of the current era. If they couldn't even take one punch, they wouldn't be worthy of being called geniuses. Kill! Xiaoyao growled low, and violently changed direction to kill his way towards Xue Hunzi. Do you really think I'm a soft persimmon you can just pinch? Xue Hunzi coldly snorted. Endless blood fiends condensed into a blood fiend spear in his hand, which he violently threw. Good timing. Xiaoyao reached out with one hand. Death energy boiled in his palm, forcibly catching the flying spear. Boom! Hand and spear clashed, triggering a violent explosion. The splashing energy aftershocks flattened all the mountains within a 100-mile radius. Holy shit! Is this really the destructive power that the younger generation can produce in a fight? Too fierce. Stronger than many old monsters. Even King Realm powerhouses are probably only at this level, right? Everyone was startled, hurriedly retreating, terrified of being caught in the crossfire. Demonic Tao of the world, killing all destined people in the world. On the other side, Mo Luin and Teng Lai, Ouyang Dai also engaged in battle. He stepped on the demonic Tao lotus seat, the Buddhist demon Vajra roaring behind him. His face no longer holding its previous compassion, but a sinister expression. The monk's knife in his hand slashed out hundreds of feet of saber chi, facing Ouyang Dai and Teng Lai alone, yet surprisingly not falling at a disadvantage. Bald donkey. Die for this imperial princess. Ouyang Dai was more overbearing, wielding a 3-meter guandao, her battle intent soaring to the heavens. The flashing blade edge shattered all the demonic chi, and then chopped toward the top of Mo Luin's head. But right at this moment, Teng Lai suddenly struck. The heaven-reaching divine vine inside the grand sun behind him extended 2 golden roots, whipping toward Mo Luin and Ouyang Dai simultaneously. Whoosh whoosh. Violent sonic booms rang out. The void was whipped out into a huge rift. He wanted to take the opportunity to eliminate Mo Luin and Ouyang Dai at the same time. Courting death. Get lost. Mo Luin and Ouyang Dai sensed the crisis, temporarily joining forces to kill toward Teng Lai. On the other side, the battle between Xiaoyao and Xue Hunzi also entered a white-hot stage. Blood fiend overflowing the heavens, devouring all things. Xue Hunzi had fought to the point of madness. A monstrous sea of blood emerged behind him and surged to drown Xiaoyao. Endless vengeful spirits roared within the sea of blood. This was a taboo divine ability of the Blood Soul tribe. In the immemorial era, the patriarch of the Blood Soul tribe once devoured the living beings of an entire state relying on this divine ability. Later, he was slain by an expert of the Ji family, and the divine ability was lost. Who would have thought it would be reproduced by Xue Hunzi? I said I would slay you within 10 moves. This is the 5th move. Ji Xiaoyao's head of black hair danced in the wind. His battle blood boiling inside his body. Fighting to the point of frenzy. He let out a low growl. And proactively charged into the sea of blood. His swinging fists bloomed with endless divine radiance. All the vengeful spirits that tried to approach were blasted to pieces by his punches. In the end, he forcefully tore through the sea of blood and charged out. But suddenly, a sudden change occurred. Just as Ji Xiaoyao fought his way out of the sea of blood, a fierce blade ray tore through the void and swiftly slashed toward him. It was Mo Luan attacking, wanting to take the opportunity to slay Ji Xiaoyao. Courting death. Ji Xiaoyao suddenly shouted. Runes flickered in his flesh and blood, blooming with golden light, directly deflecting that blade ray. Then he changed his target, and fiercely launched a punch towards Mo Luan. Boundless demonic sea, slaughtering all commoners. Mo Luan wasn't afraid in the slightest. The demonic phantom Vajra behind him directly went up to meet the attack. Who cares if you are demonic Dao or Buddhist Dao? This Emperor's son will obliterate them all with a single punch. Ji Xiaoyao was confidently invincible. He operated the heavenly horned ant divine ability to the extreme. The surging power caved in the void. Break. He threw a punch, directly blasting the demonic phantom Vajra into pieces. Interesting. Your physical body is not bad. Since that's the case, this poor monk will compete with you in physical body strength. Mo Luan laughed loudly. Terrifying vital blood erupted from his body, shattering his monk's robes, revealing a pitch-black body. Black light flickered as if cast from metal. Endless demonic chi bloomed from his physical body. Rumor has it that the great Buddha of Spirit Mountain has a 16-foot golden body. Practiced to major completion, the physical body is invincible. The demon monster temple is not far behind either. They created the myriad-foot demonic physique. Cultivated to the pinnacle, the physical body is imperishable and indestructible. Someone exclaimed in admiration. In order to counter Spirit Mountain's 16-foot golden body, the demon monster temple created the myriad-foot demonic physique, forging the body with demonic chi, entangled by 10,000 demons, shaping an invincible physique. Mo Luan, unleashing this divine art, was truly incomparably overbearing. Terrifying vital blood mixed with endless demonic chi soared into the sky, like a pure-blooded vicious beast striking. You want to compete with me in physical body strength? Are you even worthy? Ji Xiaoyao yelled loudly. He circulated the Kunping technique to its absolute limit. The Kunping wings flapped, turning into a stream of light, and instantly charging right in front of Mo Luan. Bang! Bang! The two fiercely slaughtered each other. Not using mana runes. Only competing with the most primal physical strength. Fists clashing. Erupting with muffled thunder-like sounds in the void. With me around, I am invincible. Suppressing the horde of demons. Ji Xiaoyao fought to madness. Growing braver the more he fought. The vital blood above his head soared into the sky like a vast ocean, pressing down until the crowd couldn't catch their breath. He fiercely launched a palm strike. Endless vital blood and death energy intertwined in his palm simultaneously. Creation and destruction at the palm's edge. Ha! Mo Luan did not fall behind, and met the attack with a punch. Bone-chilling demonic chi wreaked havoc in his fist. Heavenly Demon Fist. An invincible fist art created specifically for the physical body by the Demon Monster Temple. Like a heavenly demon throwing a punch, shaking the void until it constantly shattered. Boom. Boom. Fist and palm collided, erupting into a fierce explosion. The vital blood shook the void until it swayed madly. Ji Xiaoyao and Mo Luan flew backwards almost at the same time. Kill! Ji Xiaoyao grew increasingly fierce. His whole body explosively dashed forward, charging right in front of Mo Luan again. In comparison, Mo Luan grew increasingly alarmed the more he fought. The physical body of the youth before him was so strong it made his heart tremble. He had cultivated the Demon Monster Temple's myriad demon physique to an extremely profound level, comparable to the top body cultivators of the immemorial era. Logically speaking, very few people in the current realm could compete with him in physical body strength. But facing Ji Xiaoyao, he felt a sense of powerlessness arise. Fighting to the very end. The webbing between his thumb and forefinger was torn apart. Demon blood splattered. I am not sure. How did you have the guts to say you wanted to compete in physical body strength? Ji Xiaoyao was like an invincible heavenly emperor, walking with the majestic stride of a dragon and tiger, charging to kill Mo Luan again. My blood will not flow in vain. You will pay the price. Mo Luan spoke coldly. The next moment, The blood he shed bloomed with terrifying demonic light. Countless runes flew out from his body, merging with the blood, turning into demonic soldiers one after another. This is the technique of scattering blood to create demons. The spectators were startled. A supreme inheritance of the demon monster temple. Evolving demonic soldiers using one's own blood. Each one matches the user's own realm, and is almost imperishable and indestructible. Roar! Roar! The endless demonic soldiers let out furious roars. Every single one possessed a divine treasure realm cultivation, charging at Ji Xiaoyao simultaneously. This is a taboo method. One mistake and you will fall. Imperishable and indestructible demonic soldiers? Just a joke. Nothing in the world is truly imperishable and indestructible. Ji Xiaoyao's eyes were plain. His heart as calm as an unruffled well. Countless runes flew out from his flesh and blood, resonating with his vital blood to evolve into the indestructible true domain. Golden runes flashed continuously, refining all the demonic soldiers in an instant. So strong. Neutralizing this move so easily. The Ji family Emperor Sun's domain methods are too extraordinary. Not weaker than those taboo inheritances. The crowd was astonished. Since the great battle began until now, the Ji family Emperor Sun, with his dragon transformation realm cultivation, hasn't fallen behind while facing several top-tier geniuses. He has already proven his power. Die for me. From the side, Xue Hunzi let out a furious roar, and suddenly launched an attack. The instant Mo Luan's endless demonic soldiers were refined. He brought the monstrous sea of blood and violently charged to assassinate Ji Xiaoyao. Vengeful spirits roared. The sea of blood shook. If this strike hit its mark, even if Ji Xiaoyao didn't die, he would be heavily injured. I said I would slay you within 10 moves. 4 moves left. Ji Xiaoyao wasn't afraid at all. He turned around to face the sea of blood. But right at this moment, Mo Luan abruptly swung his monk's knife, slashing out 100 feet of blade chi toward Xue Hunzi. Humph. In the battle between me and him, are you even worthy of interfering? As a top-tier genius of the current era, Mo Luan had his own pride. He already held an advantage in cultivation and age in his fight against the Ji family Emperor Sun. If he still needed to join forces in a 2-on-1, would he still be fit to be called a genius? Xue Hunzi didn't expect Mo Luan to suddenly attack him. Caught off guard, he was struck by the blade ray. A hideous wound appeared on his chest. You're courting death. Xue Hunzi was furious, turning his head to attack Mo Luan. But right at this moment, Ji Xiaoyao, carrying an invincible momentum, launched a punch toward him. Boom. With this punch, Ji Xiaoyao did not hold back. Surging mana and vital blood rushed forth at the same time. Before Xue Hunzi could even react, he was smashed flying backward, crashing heavily into the earth. The terrifying impact caused the ground to crack and cave in. Xue Hunzi spat out a huge mouthful of fresh blood with a pft, looking incomparably wretched. His entire shoulder directly shattered. Just as he stood up, Ting Lai suddenly dashed rapidly toward him. The Ji family Emperor Sun said he would slay you in 10 moves. I also want to try and see how many moves it takes to slay you. Ting Lai was usually a man of few words, but his attacks were exceptionally overbearing. The grand sun behind him erupted with golden light. A wooden spear flew out from the heaven-reaching divine vine, thrusting straight at Xue Hunzi's head. Are you guys provoking me? Xue Hunzi was infuriated, being targeted and injured over and over again. Did they really treat him as a soft persimmon? He growled lowly. A river of blood surged behind him, endless vengeful spirits roaring. Unfortunately, the wooden spear carried the aura of solar holy light, instantly obliterating all the vengeful spirits, piercing into Xue Hunzi's chest, nailing him to the ground. It seems they were right. You are the weakest one here. If we were to clash, I could similarly defeat you within 10 moves. Ting Lai dealt a merciless blow with his words. Just at this moment, Ouyang Dai also charged over. But she didn't attack Xue Hunzi. Instead, she engaged in a fierce fight with Ting Lai. You are too weak. You're not worthy of my strike yet. Pfft. Xue Hunzi spat out another mouthful of blood. His face filled with madness. A strange expression appeared on the faces of the crowd around them. Never expecting that someone as dominant as Xue Hunzi would actually become the first to be defeated in this chaotic brawl. Ah! You all deserve to die. Xue Hunzi roared aloud, completely maddened. Endless blood souls churned behind him. Since his debut, no matter who he faced, he had crushed them invincibly. When had he ever been mocked and crushed like this? Along with his roar, the endless vengeful spirits in the sea of blood behind him surged into his body. In an instant, astonishing dark red energy burst out from his body. His body rapidly expanded to a massive 100 feet. I feed the blood demon with my body. To slaughter all of you. Xue Hunzi's voice was hoarse. His aura skyrocketed. After merging with the endless vengeful spirits, he completely transformed into a blood demon. Humph. Who cares what you transform into? I will slay you all the same. Ji Xiaoyao punched out without mercy. Roar. In his blood demon state, Xue Hunzi's strength greatly increased. But he had completely lost his reason, becoming a blood demon that only knew slaughter. He roared and pounced at Ji Xiaoyao, engaged in mutual slaughter, but was soon sent flying by a punch from Ji Xiaoyao. Trading sanity for power. The outcome still cannot be changed. I said I'd slay you in 10 moves. So I will definitely slay you in 10 moves. Let's end this. Ji Xiaoyao strode to kill Xue Hunzi, walking with the majestic stride of a dragon and tiger, like an invincible god of war. Throwing a punch. The golden heavenly horned ant phantom, and the dense death energy simultaneously obliterated within his palm. He forcibly blended the creation and destruction at the palm's edge, and the heavenly horned ant divine ability together. The power of this punch was astoundingly strong. The blood demon transformed Xue Hunzi didn't even react, before his head exploded like a watermelon, together with his primordial spirit and true soul being blasted into powder. Xue Hunzi is dead, having his head blown apart by a single punch from Ji Xiaoyao. His primordial spirit was also thoroughly completely strangled to death. Looking at Xue Hunzi's falling corpse, everyone present fell silent. Xue Hunzi was actually slain by the Ji family emperor's son. Everyone's hearts trembled wildly. They never ever expected. Though both were geniuses. The Ji family emperor's son, fighting a divine treasure realm, with a dragon transformation realm cultivation, actually truly struck above his level. Slaying Xue Hunzi within 10 moves. Gulp gulp. The sound of heavy swallowing of saliva echoed endlessly. He's only 10 years old and already this heaven-defying. If he is allowed to grow for a few more years, I don't even dare to imagine. In this life's contest for supremacy on the Emperor's path, he will likely become the great enemy of all geniuses. Everyone felt a wave of horror. Mo Lun, Teng Lai, Ouyang Dai, the three of them looked at Xue Hunzi's fallen headless corpse, and couldn't help but narrow their eyes. Buzz buzz. Suddenly, the pill pavilion in the distance shook violently. The extreme Dao laws that originally restricted everyone from approaching also dissipated. That resplendent Emperor Pill turned into a stream of light and shot into the sky. The Emperor Pill has formally appeared. The crowd's attention was diverted, all staring covetously at that Emperor Pill like tigers watching their prey. Someone circulated a divine ability and charged over madly, wanting to snatch food from the tiger's mouth during the chaos. Get lost. Seeing this, Ting Lai let out a low growl. The heaven-reaching divine vine in the grand sun behind him extended a golden root, sweeping across the crowd. A series of explosions rang out. All the living creatures that tried to approach the Emperor Pill were whipped until they exploded into pieces. Bao. The sea of bitterness is boundless. Benefactors, sink into it here and now. Kikik. Emoluin gave a sinister laugh. Endless demonic chi evolved into a monstrous sea of bitterness. All the creatures enveloped by the sea of bitterness instantly had their flesh and blood dissolve, turning into dry bones. Ouyang Dai didn't waste words. Her entire body surrounded by golden light, punching out like a female god of war, blasting all the creatures behind her into pieces. The three top-tier geniuses attacked almost simultaneously at this moment, wanting to clear the field. The Emperor Pill has appeared. It's also time for us to clear the field. At this time, the three joined forces and stood together, no longer having their previous tense hostility. You get lost too. Emoluin laughed heartily, suddenly striking out to kill Ji Xiaoyao, his monk's knife slashing out a 100-foot blade ray. We originally had no intention of targeting you, but unfortunately, for the Emperor Pill, we can only slay you. Ting Lai was even more overbearing. Set against the grand sun behind him, he looked like the legendary solar heavenly venerate, exuding endless mighty power with every gesture. Why so much nonsense? Clear the field early, so the three of us can fight over the Emperor Pill. Ouyang Dai right now was like a supreme empress ruling the world, fiercely pouncing on Ji Xiaoyao, blasting out thousands of secret arts along the way. The three of them had long formed a secret alliance, and now wanted to clear the field. A creature noticed the anomaly. Roaring in terror. The crowd felt a wave of horror. The three top-tier geniuses joining forces was enough to sweep away all the creatures present. No one could resist. As for Ji Xiaoyao, facing the simultaneous siege of three top-tier geniuses, he was completely unafraid at this moment. In fact, he had sensed the anomaly long ago. Whether it was Mo Luin, Ting Lai or Ouyang Dai, none of them used their full strength during the chaotic brawl just now. They were hiding their true capabilities. But when targeting him and Xue Hunzi, the three of them did not hold back. However, even though he noticed, Ji Xiaoyao completely didn't take it to heart. So what if three top-tier geniuses join forces? He was confidently invincible, firmly believing he could suppress all enemies in the current era. What does it matter if you join forces? No matter how many ants there are, they are still just ants. I'll send you all on your way together. Ji Xiaoyao's battle intent soared high, and he directly went to meet the three of them. The Taiyu battle armor was taken out and worn on his body. His cultivation instantly skyrocketed to the divine treasure realm. A terrifying aura surged out. Boom. With just a casual punch, he completely disintegrated the attacks of the three top-tier geniuses. In our previous duel, I was a major realm lower than you yet didn't fall behind. Now that we are in the same realm, do you think you still have any chance of winning? Ji Xiaoyao was wantonly arrogant. His eyes looking at the three were filled with complete indifference. Boom. He threw out a punch, headed straight to kill Mo Luin. The terrifying vital blood was like a blazing furnace, instantly evaporating the boundless sea of bitterness of demonic qi behind Mo Luin. At the same time, a giant heavenly horned ant phantom emerged behind Ji Xiaoyao. Heavenly horned ant divine ability. With just one punch, he blasted Mo Luin flying backward, spitting out fresh blood. Swish swish. Teng Lai attacked at this moment. The heaven-reaching divine vine within the grand sun behind him waved its golden roots, tearing through the void as it approached. The terrifying sonic booms shook the surrounding mountains until they burst. Are you courting death? Ji Xiaoyao sneered coldly, grabbing that golden root with his bare hands, and then violently exerted force. Crack! The golden root was torn apart on the spot, snapping into two pieces. Teng Lai's heart trembled, his eyes full of disbelief. The heaven-reaching divine vine in the grand sun behind him was the shed skin of a certain patriarch in his clan, which he had placed into his heavenly cave to nourish. After continuous nirvanic transformations, its toughness was comparable to rare divine gold. Yet now it was actually torn apart by someone's bare hands. Battle the world. Kill! Ouyang Dai let out a low growl, seizing the gap in Ji Xiaoyao's attack to suddenly charge over. The guandao in her hands bloomed with boundless secret power, wanting to take the opportunity to deliver a fatal blow to Ji Xiaoyao. If your older cousin came, she might be able to contend with me for a bit. As for you, you are far from enough. The two great imperial princesses of the flying immortal divine dynasty, Ouyang Dai and Ouyang Xian, are both illustrious geniuses of the current era. Especially Ouyang Xian. Rumor has it that when she was young, she was favored by a mysterious great emperor's orthodoxy, and taken as an inheritor. After her debut, she was heaven-defyingly strong. As for Ouyang Dai, although inferior to Ouyang Xian, she is also extremely powerful. Born with the primordial spirit phoenix physique, able to undergo nirvana and breakthrough during battle. It's just that at this moment, facing Ji Xiaoyao, the guandao in her hands was blasted into pieces by a single punch. Even she herself was sent flying backward, fresh blood dyeing all her clothes red. The crowd who was originally preparing to flee saw this scene, and all couldn't help but stop in their tracks, their eyes dazed. Holy shit! What did I just see? Can someone pinch me? I think I'm having hallucinations. The Ji family emperor's son is suppressing three top-tier geniuses all by himself. I feel like I'm dreaming. He is only 10 years old. Everyone was dumbfounded. Earlier, during the chaotic brawl among the several great geniuses, no one thought highly of him, believing he would be the first to be defeated. After all, his age was right there. But the result was not only did he slay Xue Hunzi within 10 moves, now he is facing three top-tier geniuses alone, without falling at a disadvantage in the slightest. His terrifying combat power completely shattered everyone's cognition. Even a great emperor at the same age. Wouldn't be this abnormal, right? This was the inner thought of everyone at this moment. At the same time, just as Ji Xiaoyao and the others were fighting fiercely, suddenly, a terrifying aura permeated out. Buzz. Buzz. The void began to shake violently. Following that, densely packed formation runes carrying dense saint power permeated out, enveloping this entire stretch of heaven and earth. Then, one massive phantom of a mutated beast after another emerged from the surrounding void. All right. Your contest for supremacy should end now. Next. We will send you all on your way. Cold and grand words echoed across the horizon, shaking the void until it swayed. Those massive phantoms of king beasts stood on the horizon, covering the sky and the sun, shocking people's hearts. The next moment, that resplendent Emperor Pill above the Pill Pavilion suddenly disappeared, turning into nothingness, as if it had never appeared at all. The Emperor Pill has disappeared. Seeing this scene, the crowd's expressions changed slightly. The sharp-minded ones had already faintly guessed something, and decisively dashed toward the distance, wanting to flee at the first moment. But he hadn't flown far, when a resplendent holy light suddenly shot out from the void. Pfft. Before that person could react, he exploded on the spot. Fresh blood and flesh sprayed like a rainstorm. But strangely, his flesh and blood didn't fall to the earth. Instead, it was drawn by a mysterious power, gathering toward the void, forming into a blood pill. Damn it. There never was any Emperor Pill. This was all a scam. It's a conspiracy set up by those king beasts in the secret realm using the Emperor Pill, wanting to use our flesh and blood to refine pills. At this moment, everyone finally realized. Their faces exceptionally ugly. By doing this, aren't you afraid of being liquidated by the forces behind us afterwards? Someone roared low, questioning the group of secret realm king beasts. But what greeted him was only a resplendent holy light. Pfft. That person exploded on the spot, his physical body and primordial spirit shattering simultaneously.
Liquidate us?
That'll wait until the forces behind you can enter the secret realm. A king beast spoke indifferently. The profound heaven secret realm is restricted by extreme Tao rules. The living beings who enter cannot exceed the dragon transformation realm in cultivation. Moreover, after entering, all living beings will be suppressed, with the highest cultivation not exceeding the king realm. This is the confidence of the group of king realm mutated beasts to dare to scheme against all the geniuses. Stop wasting words with them. Refine them all, and make them into blood pills. A vicious lion fully 1,000 feet in size spoke indifferently, pronouncing the doom of the crowd. The next moment, all the densely packed formation runes around activated simultaneously. Endless holy light shot out, reaping the lives of everyone present. Pfft. Pfft. The sound of bodies exploding rang out endlessly. The bodies of the geniuses exploded in the void one by one. Flesh and blood, and primordial spirits were drawn in, turning into blood pills one after another. Then these blood pills merged with each other, permeating a strange pill fragrance. Ah. Damn it. You bunch of despicable beasts. Even if I become a ghost, I won't let you off. Screams of misery. Sounds of cursing. Wails of agony echoed endlessly. This area turned into an Azura purgatory. The secret realm king beasts stood in the void one by one, indifferently watching all of this. Damn it. A bunch of beasts. Actually daring to scheme against us. Demonic chi wreaked havoc in Emoluan's eyes. He, Ting Lai, and Ouyang Dai had joined forces, originally thinking that by scheming against everyone, they would become the final winners. They never expected the mantis stalks the cicada, unaware of the oriole behind. They had actually become someone else's prey as well. Swish. A resplendent holy light shot toward him. Seeing this, Emoluan hastily took out a green lamp emitting astonishing demonic chi. Only then did he barely block that holy light. Let's go. Let's break out and kill our way out together. Teng Lai and Ouyang Dai also each took out secret treasures, blocking the holy lights shooting out from the void. Then the three joined forces and killed toward one direction simultaneously to break out. Where do you think you're going? Stay here, all of you. 3 secret realm king beasts directly went up to meet them, cutting off the path of the 3. Ji Xiaoyao looked at the sudden changes before him, and was also momentarily stunned. Interesting. The so-called Emperor Pill turned out to be just a scheme by the king beasts in the end. However, even though the Emperor Pill is gone, there are still blood pills. Ji Xiaoyao looked up at the blood pills constantly merging above his head. Every single blood pill was equivalent to the condensed essence of a genius. If all the blood pills were merged together, the medicinal effect would definitely be astonishing, capable of allowing one to undergo an ultimate nirvana. Thinking of this, not only did Ji Xiaoyao not run away, He instead circulated the Kunping technique and violently shot into the sky, chasing after the blood pills in the void. Swish! Swish! But as soon as he made a move, a holy light suddenly shot toward him. Destroy! Ji Xiaoyao took out the void halberd from his body without hesitation, swinging the halberd once, directly slashing the holy light into powder. Then he suddenly accelerated, grasping a blood pill in his hand. Ant! You're courting death. A secret realm king beast noticed this scene, and charged over without hesitation. That was a soaring serpent fully 1,000 feet in size, completely crimson red, as if flames were burning all over its body. Its terrifying king realm pressure made people's hearts turn cold. It's you. As soon as she approached, this soaring serpent king beast recognized Ji Xiaoyao, astonishing killing intent flashing in her eyes. You know me? Ji Xiaoyao's eyes were plain, as he stored the blood pill into his body. Previously in the secret realm's medicine field, you slew an old flood dragon. That was my elder brother. The soaring serpent spoke, her voice clear, cold and magnetic, exceptionally pleasant to hear. But it contained killing intent that soared to the heavens. She and that old flood dragon were sworn siblings, having experienced countless life and death situations. Hee. That's perfect. I'll send you to the Yellow Springs to meet him. Ji Xiaoyao chuckled lightly, and without any warning, threw a punch. Strike first to gain the upper hand. He understood the logic that he who strikes later suffers disaster. Boom. Terrifying vital blood and mana soared into the sky at the same time. A golden heavenly horned ant phantom flashed past. Ant. Courting death. The soaring serpent snorted coldly. Her 1,000-foot snake body erupted with resplendent red light. A giant snake condensed from flames swept out. Rumble. The giant fist seal and the giant flame snake crashed together, erupting into a violent explosion. Scorching flames and terrifying energy swept out. Suddenly, the soaring serpent's eyes narrowed. She saw that amidst the endless flames, a golden figure was rapidly rushing toward her, his whole body blooming with resplendent golden light. It was precisely Ji Xiaoyao. Kill! Ji Xiaoyao let out a low growl, stepping out with one foot, aiming straight for the soaring serpent's face. A king must not be humiliated. Die for me. The soaring serpent was enraged. The king realm is high and mighty. Yet at this moment, a youth actually dared to step on her with his foot. Boom. Scorching flames bloomed all over her body. The 1,000-foot snake body transformed into human form. Then she looked up at the sky and threw a punch. Flames and runes intertwined, blooming with endless divine might. After the soaring serpent took human form, she wore a bright red palace dress, with an enchanting temperament, and clear, cold eyes, like a queen who charmed the world, set off by the endless flames. She looked like a fire god who controlled flames. Rumble. Fists and feet collided, erupting with unimaginable might. The splashing energy caused the void to burst apart continuously. Ji Xiaoyao and the soaring serpent fought fiercely together. Both unleashed all their methods. Scorching divine fire and ocean like vital blood constantly intertwined and clashed in the void. Although his cultivation was 2 whole major realms lower than the opponent. But with the blessing of the Taiyu divine armor, Ji Xiaoyao grew braver the more he fought. The mana in his body seemed inexhaustible. Every gesture exuded supreme mighty power. In comparison, the soaring serpent grew increasingly alarmed the more she fought. She had cultivated for long ages to step into the king realm, able to mobilize the world's spiritual energy at will. Logically speaking, she should be able to invincibly crush all living beings in lower realms. Yet having fought with the youth before her for so long, not only did he not fall at a disadvantage in the slightest, he was even faintly suppressing her. Kill! Ji Xiaoyao let out a furious roar, his head of black hair flying wantonly, and violently struck down with a palm. Dense death energy and endless vital blood intertwined between his palm, evolving a peculiar power. Creation and destruction at the palm's edge. Do you really think I can't do anything to you? The soaring serpent snorted coldly. Her true fury ignited. Dark red flames rose up from inside her body. This is the fire of the soaring serpent. Her origin fire, which had accompanied her cultivation for many years, containing infinite might, capable of incinerating mountains and boiling seas. But at the instant of collision, her origin fire was corroded by that peculiar death energy, and began to gradually extinguish. How is this possible? The soaring serpent was startled, hastily mobilizing the surrounding world's spiritual energy to inject into her origin fire. But strangely, the more vigorously her origin fire burned. The more severe the corrosion of the death energy became. Finally, she had no choice but to hurriedly pull her origin fire back. After all, her origin fire was linked to her life. Once completely extinguished, she would also suffer severe injuries. Die right now. Just at this moment, Ji Xiaoyao suddenly closed in, fiercely smashing a punch toward the soaring serpent's head. Although the opponent was devastatingly beautiful, Ji Xiaoyao didn't have the slightest bit of soft-heartedness. This punch was meant to end the opponent directly, ruthlessly destroying the flower. Caught off guard, the soaring serpent hurriedly raised her arms to block. Rumble. At the moment of contact, the soaring serpent only felt a massive force attack her. Her whole body felt like it was struck by lightning, continuously retreating. Soaring serpent. I'll come help you. Not far away, a crocodile king beast saw the scene, and suddenly charged over, wanting to help the soaring serpent quickly assassinate Ji Xiaoyao together. But the moment the two looked up, Ji Xiaoyao abruptly withdrew and retreated, rapidly rushing toward the blood pills in the void. With a wave of his large hand, dozens more blood pills were grabbed in his hand. As soon as these blood pills got close, they merged with each other, eventually turning into a dragon eye-sized blood-colored pill, blooming with a rich pill fragrance. Damn it! This brat is coveting our blood pills. Attack together. Slaughter him. Seeing this scene, the group of king beasts, their eyes split open with rage. They immediately left the formations they were presiding over, and rapidly killed their way toward Ji Xiaoyao. Good opportunity. The Ji family emperor's son has attracted their firepower. We can take the opportunity to break out. Some geniuses saw this scene, and hurriedly charged over, wanting to use this as a breakthrough point to rush out of the Saint formation's blockade. Get back here, all of you. But soon enough king beasts appeared to fill that gap. On the other side, the grand battle between Ting Lai's group and several king beasts also entered a white-hot stage. Although they weren't as ferocious as Ji Xiaoyao, those few king beasts also couldn't do anything to them in a short time. Let's attack too, and fight for the blood pills. Seeing Ji Xiaoyao make his move, Emoluan's eyes lit up. He let out a low growl, his monk's knife blooming with dense demonic qi, forcing back the king beast before him with a single slash. Then he suddenly turned around and grabbed a blood pill in his hand. But the next moment, what greeted him was a giant hand that covered the sky and sun. Oh no! Emoluan's eyes narrowed. He was solidly hit by that giant hand, his entire person flying backward like a kite with a broken string. Densely packed cracks appeared on his chest, liable to shatter at any time. Damn it! Emoluan roared angrily, feeling stifled in his heart. He wanted to imitate Ji Xiaoyao, but ended up paying a tragic price. On the other side, Ji Xiaoyao's situation also became critical. A full 5 king realm vicious beasts charged at him simultaneously, adding the soaring serpent and that giant crocodile. A total of 7 king realm vicious beasts. Let's see how you struggle now, brat. A king beast looked at Ji Xiaoyao with a sinister smile. Stop wasting words with him. Directly attack and slay him. Another king beast's killing intent wreaked havoc, wanting to quickly kill Ji Xiaoyao. Fighting the king realm with a dragon transformation realm cultivation. The effect of the blood pill refined from his flesh, blood, and primordial spirit would definitely be astonishing. I also heard he comes from an imperial family from the outside world, with the purest emperor blood flowing in his body. Maybe we really can refine a supreme pill. A king beast's eyes were full of greed. If it were anyone else at this moment, facing the siege of 7 king beasts, they would undoubtedly die. But not only did Ji Xiaoyao not panic at all, a smile even appeared on the corner of his mouth. You covet my flesh and blood, primordial spirit and emperor blood. Yet how am I not also coveting your flesh and blood? 7 king beasts. Ji Xiaoyao was suddenly seen taking out an ancient talisman from his body, densely engraved with immemorial runes, with lightning faintly flickering within it. This talisman is called the Immemorial Profound Lightning Talisman. It was a gift given by a clan elder when Ji Xiaoyao came out of seclusion earlier. A bona fide Saint Emperor realm rune. Once used, it can erupt with endless lightning, equivalent to a full power strike from a Saint Emperor. The group of king beasts only felt their bodies tremble, unable to stop the crisis of death from arising in their hearts. Don't let him trigger the rune in his hand. A king beast roared hoarsely while rapidly retreating. But just the next moment, crack! A crisp sound. Ji Xiaoyao crushed the immemorial profound lightning talisman in his hand. Rumble! The roaring sound of thunder abruptly rang out. A dark red lightning bolt fully 1,000 feet thick raged out, exuding a terrifying power of destruction. In an instant, heaven and earth shattered. The surrounding void caved in. Before the 7 king beasts could even react, they were enveloped by the terrifying lightning. All the living beings around simultaneously felt their hearts tremble, subconsciously looking up at the void. What the hell is this? I felt the pressure of a Saint Emperor. The Ji family Emperor Sun used a forbidden weapon of the Saint Emperor level. The crowd muttered with dazed expressions. The rest of the king beasts also fell into shock, never expecting Ji Xiaoyao to pull out such a great killing weapon. The dark red lightning came fast and left fast. When the smoke cleared and the clouds dispersed, heaven and earth returned to peace. The 7 king beasts had completely turned into flying ash, leaving only 7 fist-sized blood pills flickering in the void. All dead. 7 king realm mutated beasts were all completely strangled to death. Holy shit. Is the Ji family Emperor Sun crazy? Using power at the Saint Emperor realm level. Isn't he afraid of triggering the Great Emperor formation runes in the secret realm? Everyone was dumbfounded. The profound heaven secret realm is densely covered with Great Emperor formation runes. Once power exceeding the saint level appears in the secret realm, it will trigger the Great Emperor formation runes to execute a strangulation. This is also why geniuses like Mo Luin and Ouyang Dai, who have top-tier forces supporting them from behind, only dare to bring saint-level secret treasures when entering the profound heaven secret realm. Rumble. A dense extreme Dao power permeated from the void, like heavenly might, strangling toward Ji Xiaoyao. Seeing this, Ji Xiaoyao didn't panic at all. He circulated the Kunping technique to the extreme, stepped forward and snatched all 7 king beast blood pills in one go, and only then dashed toward the distance. Seeing this, the group of king beasts were all frightened into dodging one after another, not daring to stop him. Good heavens! Who would dare to stop this? If one gets locked on by the extreme Dao power, whoever blocks it dies. The Kunping wings flapped behind Ji Xiaoyao, leaving stylishly. The group of king beasts watched from afar, but didn't dare to intercept, simply because the terrifying extreme Dao power was surging behind him. Anything that approached would be instantly obliterated. Even the moment Ji Xiaoyao left, the formation set up by the king beasts was affected by the extreme Dao power, shattering to pieces in an instant. The crowd, who was originally still in shock, saw this scene, and instantly became excited. The surrounding formations are broken. Everyone, run away quickly. Someone roared and charged toward the outside world. We survived. Does this mean we were saved by the Ji family Emperor Sun? Someone looked at Ji Xiaoyao's departing back, gratitude flowing in their eyes. If Ji Xiaoyao hadn't triggered the extreme Dao power to break the formation, they would absolutely have been pit-killed by the king beasts and refined into blood pills. We owe him a massive favor. Teng Lai, Mo Lun, and Ouyang Dai each whispered to themselves, and began to join forces to break out. Without the restriction of the formations, this group of king beasts simply couldn't stop them. Damn it. To think that the scheme we planned for so long was actually broken by that brat. He even snatched away so many blood pills, and even slew 7 king beasts. I'm not resigned to this. A king beast roared furiously, staring gloomily in the direction Ji Xiaoyao left. I really hope he can survive under the bombardment of the extreme Dao power. When the time comes, we can personally make a move to slay and torture him. A king beast whispered, wishing it could swallow Ji Xiaoyao in one bite. On the other side, Ji Xiaoyao sped all the way, circulating the Kunping technique to the extreme, quickly arriving deep within the secret realm. The extreme Dao power raged behind him, bombarding toward him with an unrivaled momentum. If it were anyone else facing this scene, they would probably have been frightened out of their wits long ago. After all, facing extreme Dao power, let alone dragon transformation realm cultivators, even if a quasi-emperor came, they would be instantly blasted to death. But Ji Xiaoyao didn't panic in the slightest. Just the instant the extreme Dao power approached, dense laws of chaos permeated from within his body. The chaos world-destroying bell flew out from his body. The archaic and ancient bell body instantly enlarged 100 times, enveloping him inside. Rumble. The terrifying extreme Dao power landed on the chaos world-destroying bell. The violent explosion sound shook people's eardrums until they trembled. Dense power of destruction raged across the entire heaven and earth. The sky shattered. The earth caved in. However, the chaos world-destroying bell emitted faint laws of chaos. The endless great Dao of chaos entangled around the bell body. No matter how the extreme Dao power bombarded it, It couldn't shake it in the slightest. As the only supreme imperial weapon, naturally nurtured by chaos in the current era, the might of the chaos world-destroying bell far exceeds ordinary extreme Dao imperial weapons, infinitely approaching the level of an immortal. Inside the bell body, Ji Xiaoyao was completely unaffected by the extreme Dao power outside. He took all the blood pills out from his body. Buzz buzz. These blood pills vibrated against each other, instantly merging into a dragon eye-sized blood-colored pill, permeating a rich pill fragrance, accompanied by massive vital blood and primordial spirit origin power. Although the Emperor pill was a scam, having this blood pill isn't bad either. Muttering in a low voice, Ji Xiaoyao decisively swallowed the blood pill. Boom. Boom. Pure power of vital blood erupted inside his body. Ji Xiaoyao circulated the 9 tribulations' indestructible heavenly art to absorb it madly, strengthening every inch of flesh and blood. Dense primordial spirit origin power also overflowed, rushing straight to his brain. Ji Xiaoyao only felt a burst of clarity in his brain, although he had never deliberately tempered his primordial spirit. But with the blessing of numerous top-tier talents, his primordial spirit's sea of consciousness far exceeded ordinary people, vast and boundless like an ocean. Right now, as this dense primordial spirit origin poured in, his primordial spirit's sea of consciousness suddenly shrank violently, and began to undergo a fierce transformation, eventually turning into an infant, with facial features 8/10 similar to Ji Xiaoyao. Just as it took shape, it sat cross-legged with a solemn appearance at the center of the primordial spirit's sea of consciousness, its hands forming a treasure seal, emitting a unique divinity, like an ancient Buddha. This is transforming into an infant. Ji Xiaoyao's eyes lit up. Primordial spirit transforming into an infant. This is a transformation that only appears when one cultivates the primordial spirit to an extremely profound level. Generally speaking, without special fortuitous encounters, even King Realm cultivators find it extremely difficult to reach this step. If there's a chance in the future, I can practice a primordial spirit attack method, Ji Xiaoyao whispered. After the primordial spirit transformed into an infant, the strength of his primordial spirit skyrocketed. If he could combine it with a primordial spirit attack method, his combat power would increase a lot. Moreover, primordial spirit attacks are formless and fatal. Incredibly bizarre. It's almost impossible for anyone below a saint to resist them. Boom. Boom. Just at this moment, rumbling sounds came from the flesh and blood inside his body. Surging vital blood churned. Ji Xiaoyao hastily sank his mind back into his physical body. He saw that every rune engraved in his flesh and blood was flashing with resplendent golden light. Thump. 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 Heartbeats like war drums sounded from inside his body. The 9 tribulations' indestructible heavenly art has broken through to the second stage mid-phase. Ji Xiaoyao smiled slightly. Not only that. Besides his physical body, this time his cultivation also skyrocketed along with it, directly reaching the 3rd heaven of the dragon transformation realm. Not bad, not bad. Ji Xiaoyao nodded in satisfaction. With a thought, he opened his personal attribute panel. Name: Ji Xiaoyao. 10 years old. Talent: S. Double pupils. Primordial supreme bone. Chaos body. Emperor blood. Great Dao Bodhi heart. Identity: 1. Son of the white-clad divine king of the Ji imperial family. 2. Son of the eldest princess of the Great Yu immortal dynasty. Cultivation realm: 3rd heaven of the dragon transformation realm. Cultivation method: S. Universal scripture. 9 tribulations indestructible heavenly art. 2nd stage midphase. Divine ability. Secret art. Time heaven severing sword art. Heavenly horned ant divine ability. Universal world destroying palm. Great void sword aura. Flying immortal fist. Indestructible true domain. Karmic fire refining the golden body. Kuanping technique. Incomplete. Dao weapons. Magic treasure, S. Chaos world destroying bell. Void halberd. Imperial Dao longevity lock. As I am now. If I were to encounter Mo Luin and the others again, after putting on the Taiyu battle armor, I could probably blast them to death in an instant. Physical body. Primordial spirit. Cultivation, all 3 aspects improved simultaneously. At this moment, Ji Xiaoyao was full of confidence in his own strength. And just at this time, the system's icy mechanical synthesized voice suddenly rang out in his mind. Ding dong. Publishing new sign in location. Sign in location. Profound Heaven Secret Realm. Profound Heaven Emperor Pavilion. Sign in time limit. 10 days. A new sign-in location has refreshed again. Joy appeared in Ji Xiaoyao's eyes. The system's rewards for each sign-in are extremely generous. He cannot miss it. However, what confused him a bit was, he had never even heard of this profound Heaven Emperor Pavilion. It should be a hidden location within the secret realm. Ji Xiaoyao didn't mind too much. The profound Heaven secret realm is only so big altogether. 10 days is enough time for him to turn the entire secret realm upside down back and forth. Thinking of this, he stood up and stretched lazily. At this moment, the extreme Dao power targeting him outside had already dissipated. He put away the chaos world-destroying bell, stood up and walked toward the direction of the Pill Pavilion, preparing to find the group of king beasts in the secret realm for a liquidation. If people do not offend me, I will not offend them. If people offend me, I will scatter their ashes to the wind. Killing intent flickered in Ji Xiaoyao's eyes. But when he returned to the Pill Pavilion, the place was a mess. The ground was devastated, full of battle marks. He could see that some areas were soaked in blood, scattered with countless corpses and severed limbs. One could imagine that after he left, another unimaginable fierce battle had erupted. Ji Xiaoyao proceeded all the way, arriving in front of the Pill Pavilion. The Pill Pavilion at this moment was completely closed, no longer blooming with divine light, appearing archaic and ancient. The modeled pavilion was full of the marks of time. Ji Xiaoyao suddenly discovered residual pill fragments on the ground. Although they were just fragments, the effects were extremely astonishing, and he sensed a very familiar aura within them. It's the black tortoise elixir of immortality. Pills refined using it have appeared here. Ji Xiaoyao narrowed his eyes, feeling that he might have missed something. Who? Get out here. Suddenly Ji Xiaoyao felt a sensation in his heart, his gaze like lightning, sensing that someone was spying on him from afar. Several young girls felt a chill in their hearts, and emerged tremblingly from the void. Beneath them floated an archaic gray carpet. This is the Void Carpet, a special magic treasure crafted from the fur of a King Realm void beast, capable of merging into the void and concealing aura. Even King Realm experts cannot detect it. They never expected to be discovered even like this. Feeling terrified, they hastily opened their mouths to explain. We have no malicious intent. We weren't intentionally spying on you. The cultivations of these few girls were not considered weak, with extreme power flowing around their bodies. Very extraordinary. But compared to the strongest batch of geniuses, they were still quite lacking. Not long ago, they had been hiding in the dark the whole time, witnessing everything that happened at the Pill Pavilion, knowing that the handsome youth before them, although looking ethereal like a banished immortal, was actually a true god of slaughter. The geniuses who died by his hands were innumerable. Even several king beasts had been killed by him. Frighteningly fierce. Ji Xiaoyao was not a bloodthirsty person. After confirming they had no malicious intent, he inquired with them about what happened at the Pill Pavilion after he left. A supreme divine pill appeared, suspected to be a true emperor pill. The girl's single sentence caused Ji Xiaoyao to be startled. He hastily asked about the specific process. It turned out that right after he left, the formation set up by the king beasts was heavily damaged by the impact of the extreme Dao power. The geniuses led by Mo Luan, Teng Lai, and Ouyang Dai, the three of them, began to break out. Without the restriction of the formations, the group of King Realm vicious beasts simply couldn't stop the crowd of geniuses. But just at this moment, a supreme divine pill suddenly flew out from the Pill Pavilion. Faintly, the crowd even saw the phantom of the black tortoise elixir of immortality emerge within the pill. In an instant, everyone went crazy, and began to attack madly to fight over it. The originally allied group of king beasts also tore up their pretenses because of this, erupting into an unimaginable grand battle. A massive number of living creatures fell. In the end, that divine pill broke apart into 4 or 5 pieces, scattering into dozens of pill fragments and falling everywhere in the secret realm. Rumor has it that the day before yesterday, Mo Luan obtained a pill fragment, but was pursued and hunted by 4 king beasts. Yesterday, someone on the king beast side also found a pill fragment, and was then attacked by the crowd. The girl said. Hearing this, a sharp light flashed in Ji Xiaoyao's eyes. Undoubtedly, the pill that finally appeared in the Pill Pavilion was extremely astonishing, and related to the black tortoise elixir of immortality. However, Ji Xiaoyao smelled a hint of conspiracy in it. After all, when he first entered the secret realm, he still saw the intact black tortoise elixir of immortality. The other party was perfectly unharmed. It didn't look at all like it had been used to refine pills. Of course, it was also possible that long ages ago, Empress Profound Heaven took a portion of the black tortoise elixir of immortality to refine pills. And then over the long ages, the black tortoise elixir of immortality grew back and restored itself. After detailing the events of the past few days to Ji Xiaoyao, those few girls didn't dare to stay. Turned around and walked away quickly. Not long after they left, Ji Xiaoyao also turned around and prepared to leave. To search for the fragmented Emperor Pill. And concurrently seek out the king beasts to liquidate accounts. But right at this moment, a surge of warmth suddenly came from inside his body. This is... Ji Xiaoyao took out the black tortoise elixir of immortality's tortoise leg from his body. Only to see it emitting a faint light. Faintly offering guidance. Could it be that the black tortoise elixir of immortality is also in this pill pavilion area? Ji Xiaoyao decisively opened his double pupils. And began to search for the other party's traces. Sure enough. He sensed a faint trace of the black tortoise elixir of immortality's aura deep underground beneath the pill pavilion. Interesting. A sharp light flowed in Ji Xiaoyao's eyes. He directly turned into a golden light and drilled underground. He was very curious. How could the black tortoise elixir of immortality suddenly appear here? At the same time, deep underground beneath the pill pavilion, inside a certain hidden underground cave, the surroundings were densely covered with profound formations, isolating auras. Deep within the cave stood an altar barely a few meters high. Atop the altar lay an archaic clay pot, emitting an aura of time. At this moment, the black tortoise elixir of immortality was looking at that clay pot. Its eyes full of greed. Ha ha ha. A bunch of idiots. All thought the greatest fortune of the pill pavilion was the pills inside. Yet they didn't know the greatest fortune of the pill pavilion was deep underground here. At a certain point in time during the immemorial era, an extremely terrifying forbidden zone turmoil had erupted. A lord of a life forbidden zone didn't have much lifespan left. To extend his life, he allied with a great completion innate Holy Spirit to launch a forbidden zone turmoil, vainly attempting to sacrifice half the living beings in the 3,000 Tao states. At that time, it happened to be when Empress Profound Heaven attained her emperorship. The two sides engaged in a fierce battle, fighting until the starry sky crumbled and the sun and moon reversed. Dozens of states in the 3,000 Tao states were even directly shattered. However, although Empress Profound Heaven had not been an emperor for long, her combat power was extremely astonishing. Ultimately, with the light of the double pupils, she powerfully suppressed that Lord of the Life Forbidden Zone, and the great completion innate Holy Spirit, and sealed the two of them inside this clay pot, vainly attempting to use the two as ingredients, combined with an elixir of immortality, to refine a cauldron of rare supreme medicine. It's just that later, for some unknown reason, Empress Profound Heaven disappeared when she was halfway through refining. Before leaving, she hastily laid down an array formation, using the power of time and ages to refine the two. This refinement lasted for several entire eras. Until now, when the refinement is finally complete, and about to appear. I, Lord Tortoise, am truly too smart. First inciting those idiot king beasts to lay siege to all the external geniuses who entered the secret realm, and then using a fake pill to lure everyone away. Next, no one can compete with me for the supreme fortune inside this clay pot. The black tortoise let out weird cackling laughs. The only thing that made him a bit dissatisfied was, in his original plan, the king beasts in the secret realm should have slaughtered all the external geniuses. He didn't expect it to be ruined by that brat from the G family. What a pity. Failing to slay that brat. To avenge Lord Tortoise for the pain of a severed leg. The black tortoise elixir of immortality spoke unhappily. However, when he saw the clay pot before him, all the displeasure in his eyes vanished, absorbing the essence of the two supreme figures in this clay pot. Lord Tortoise might be able to undergo a nirvanic transformation. When that time comes, I will be able to cultivate. Speaking up to here, he walked quickly toward the clay pot before him. But right at this moment, a light chuckle suddenly rang out behind him, startling him into shivering on the spot. Hee hee. We meet again. The sudden light chuckle rang by the black tortoise's ears. Quack. The black tortoise's smug expression froze. A bad premonition arose in his heart. He subconsciously turned his head to look, only to see a youth smiling and watching him. The youth wore a black gold mystic robe, with a tall and straight figure, his whole body flowing with radiant light and colors, like a banished immortal walking out from a myth. Especially those eyes. Great Tao runes faintly flickering within the pupils. looking exceptionally extraordinary. It's you. Why are you here? The black tortoise was frightened into retreating repeatedly, having his tortoise leg severed by the chaos world-destroying bell earlier, left an immense shadow in his heart. Guess. Xiaoyao chuckled lightly, and decisively brought out the chaos world-destroying bell to suppress toward the black tortoise. One accident had already occurred. He wasn't willing for any more complications to arise this time. Buzz. Chaos power surged out, enveloping toward the black tortoise. You brat, you really have no manners. The black tortoise's heart skipped a beat. He hastily turned into a stream of light and dashed toward the clay pot on the altar. Where do you think you're going? A sharp light flashed in Xiaoyao's eyes. The chaos world-destroying bell above his head dropped down endless laws of chaos, completely sealing off the entire cave. Last time he let the black tortoise luckily escape from his hands. This time he was exceptionally cautious. But strangely, there was a mysterious power on that altar that actually faintly resisted the invasion of the chaos power. In a daze, Xiaoyao saw two terrifying figures corroding the firmament upon the altar. Damn it! To think I'd encounter this god of slaughter at this time. The black tortoise cursed in his heart. For this scheme, he had laid plans in the secret realm for many years, even not hesitating to use part of his own origin to refine a fake pill. He never expected that just as the plan was about to succeed, when it was time to harvest, he would encounter such a young demon king. He couldn't care about that much anymore now. He had to get his hands on the clay pot first. The black tortoise hardened his heart, and violently grabbed toward the clay pot on the altar. The clay pot contained the life essence of two supreme powerhouses. Its value was enough to make a great emperor's heart moved. Get down here for me. Although Xiaoyao didn't know the true value of the clay pot, but possessing double pupils, he also saw some clues. Moreover, he understood. Something that could make the black tortoise risk being caught to scheme for was absolutely not simple. Boom. This time Xiaoyao didn't target the black tortoise elixir of immortality directly, but rather activated the chaos world-destroying bell to shoot out a ray of chaos power, sweeping toward that clay pot. Brat, don't go too far. The black tortoise became anxious on the spot. He couldn't care about escaping either, and hastily chased after the clay pot. I am very curious. What exactly is the origin of the thing that can make you so nervous? Xiaoyao flew out, closing in straight on the clay pot. Brat. Daring to snatch Lord Tortoise's things. You are forcing me to use my ultimate move. The black tortoise also turned vicious. This clay pot was extremely important to him. It concerned whether he could transform himself and step onto the path of immortality. At this moment, he no longer hid his capabilities, and quickly took out a palm-sized small cauldron from his body. Boom. As soon as the small cauldron appeared, it swelled against the wind, instantly turning into dozens of feet in size, emitting a faint extreme Dao power, confronting the chaos world-destroying bell. Only it was very obvious that the small cauldron was in a suppressed state. The cauldron body couldn't help but tremble slightly. This is the Yaoguang cauldron. A sharp light flashed in Xiaoyao's eyes, recognizing the small cauldron in the black tortoise's hands, feeling a burst of astonishment in his heart. Before the taboo era, there was once an extremely powerful holy land called Yaoguang. Unlike ordinary holy lands, although Yaoguang was powerful, it had no emperor. Their foundational profoundness relied entirely on the Yaoguang holy lord of that time, an invincible supreme powerhouse. Though he didn't become an emperor, his combat power was enough to challenge peak great emperors. In that era, the Yaoguang holy lord even shared a portion of the glory that belonged to great emperors, and was called the uncrowned emperor by the world. However, this also led to the fact that compared to other holy lands and immortal dynasties, the Yaoguang holy land lacked a kind of invincible foundational profoundness. Its top-tier combat power relied entirely on the Yaoguang holy lord alone. Once the Yaoguang holy lord fell, the Yaoguang holy land would also head toward decline. In order to change this situation, the Yaoguang holy lord was determined to forcibly forge an extreme Dao imperial weapon with his mortal body. Ultimately, he drew down heavenly lightning, and used several kinds of supreme immortal gold to forge the Yaoguang cauldron. This is also the only extreme Dao imperial weapon in history, forged by a powerhouse who was not a great emperor. But unfortunately, later as the Yaoguang holy lord fell, the Yaoguang holy land still inevitably headed toward decline and decay, and finally dissipated. The Yaoguang cauldron was also inexplicably lost, disappearing into the long river of time. He never expected it to actually be taken out by the black tortoise at this moment. Boom. Boom. Two terrifying extreme Dao powers violently collided in the void, erupting with terrifying energy aftershocks. The surrounding void annihilated and shattered. However, there seemed to be a peculiar power existing in this cave. Under the collision of the extreme Dao powers, it surprisingly didn't suffer damage. And mysterious formation runes flew out, devouring all the spreading extreme Dao power. Exposed another trump card. The black tortoise felt a bit pained, and hastily rushed out straight towards the clay pot. The Yaoguang cauldron above his head dropped down endless light to guard him within, isolating the churning chaos aura all around. Seeing this, Ji Xiaoyao also quickly followed. An ocean of vital blood hovering above his head. His large hand covering the sky and the sun. Grabbing towards both the clay pot and the black tortoise elixir of immortality at the same time. He wanted the clay pot. He also wanted the black tortoise elixir of immortality. Good boy. You're quite greedy. The black tortoise let out a weird cry. The Heavenly Emperor's secret flag appeared once again, sweeping towards the clay pot. But right at this moment, buzz! That clay pot suddenly trembled violently. Following that, the sealed lid of the clay pot actually flew up on its own. A cluster of golden liquid flew out from inside, flashing with golden light. It was exactly the divine liquid refined from the Lord of the Forbidden Zone, and the Great Completion innate Holy Spirit. Mine! It's all mine. The black tortoise's face was filled with excitement. He actually opened his large mouth directly to swallow the golden liquid. Ji Xiaoyao narrowed his eyes slightly, but involuntarily took a step back. After his primordial spirit transformed into an infant, his divine perception was astonishing. Although the divinity of this cluster of golden liquid was astonishing, it contained a power of decay within, giving him a sense of fatal threat. Quack! Seeing Ji Xiaoyao step back, the black tortoise's footsteps couldn't help but pause. As an elixir of immortality, although he had developed intelligence, he had no primordial spirit. Naturally, he had no such thing as divine perception. Something's odd. The black tortoise's eyes darted around, forcibly stopping the greed in his heart, and violently retreated along with Ji Xiaoyao. Boom. Sure enough. At the very instant he retreated, a massive black hand that covered the sky and the sun suddenly reached out from that cluster of golden liquid, grabbing towards him and Ji Xiaoyao at the same time. There really is something wrong. Fortunately, your Lord Tortoise is smart. Looking at the sudden mutation of the golden liquid before him, the black tortoise felt a burst of lingering fear. He quickly activated the Yaoguang cauldron above his head, shooting out an extreme Dao Law, blasting that black large hand into pieces. Kikik! What a pity! Letting you escape this calamity. A piercing and weird laughter rang out from the golden liquid. The next moment, countless black mist gushed out, turning into a pitch-black figure. This figure looked extremely terrifying. Resentment permeated all around its body, like a collection of all the negative emotions in the world. Its face had no facial features, shrouded by a cloud of black mist. What the hell is this thing? Ji Xiaoyao narrowed his eyes slightly, feeling an extremely terrifying power inside this black figure. It even caused goosebumps to involuntarily rise all over his body. This was the body's instinctive reaction when sensing extreme danger. Lord of the Dark Sea Life, Forbidden Zone. Suddenly, the black tortoise at the side let out an exclamation, recognizing the identity of this black figure. This is impossible. You were slain by Empress Profound Heaven, as early as the immemorial era. Even your primordial spirit was obliterated. How could you still be alive? The black tortoise's face was full of disbelief. It's not just him. And me. Kikik. Another dry and stiff voice came out from the black figure again. You actually didn't die either. Great might Holy Spirit. The black tortoise's worldview suffered an impact. He was once captured by Empress Profound Heaven and kept by her side, and personally saw these two being suppressed with unrivaled momentum, and then refined by Empress Profound Heaven. He never expected them to actually resurrect at this moment. No. It must be an illusion. The black tortoise was frightened into retreating repeatedly, and then decisively prepared to slip away and run. Kikik. Do you think you can run away? The black figure let out a weird cry. A terrifying black mist instantly enveloped the entire cave. The surrounding light seemed to be completely devoured. A stalk of elixir of immortality. I didn't expect such a surprise right after coming into the world. The black figure stared greedily at the black tortoise. Then its gaze fell on Ji Xiaoyao again. I feel a very familiar aura on you. Seems like I've seen it at some point in time. I really hate the aura on your body. The black figure turned its head to look at Ji Xiaoyao again. Uncontrollable disgust in its eyes. Feeling inexplicably familiar. Stop wasting time. Swallow them all. And quickly leave this secret realm. The voice of the great might Holy Spirit rang out. Urging impatiently. The next moment, the black figure moved. Surging with a bizarre and ominous aura, it violently charged to kill the black tortoise. Get lost from your Lord Tortoise. The black tortoise emitted endless formation runes all over his body. The Yaoguang cauldron above his head dropped down extreme Dao power, violently knocking the black figure back. Seeing this, Ji Xiaoyao decisively made his move. The chaos world-destroying bell above his head suddenly let out a melodious toll, sweeping across towards that black figure with the power of chaos. It was very obvious. That black figure was extremely terrifying and hostile towards him. Naturally, he couldn't just sit on the mountain and watch the tigers fight. Moreover, he had already pre-ordered the black tortoise elixir of immortality. How could he let anyone else lay their fingers on it? Boom. Being bombarded successively and simultaneously by the Yaoguang cauldron and the chaos world-destroying bell. The black mist around the black figure shook for a while, faintly showing signs of dissipating. I understand now. You monster simply cannot be the Lord of the Dark Sea and the great might Holy Spirit. In this world, apart from the elixir of immortality, there are simply no living beings that are eternally immortal. You monster are merely an aggregate of the resentment of those two people. The black tortoise seemed to have thought of something, roaring in a low voice. Seeing through the essence of this monster, there was no longer the initial fear in his eyes. Indeed, there are simply no eternally immortal living beings in this world. Even heaven and earth will shatter. The great Tao will fall. Humph. Although its identity was seen through. But that black figure was not panicked at all. So what if you saw through it? Since I dare to come out, I am confident that I can swallow the two of you. The black figure let out a weird laugh. Black mist permeating all over its body. Brat. Let's strike together and destroy him. When the time comes, we will split that golden liquid half and half. The black tortoise called out to Ji Xiaoyao. Although he controlled the Yaoguang cauldron, and wasn't afraid of the black figure monster. But that black figure was, after all, the aggregate of the resentment of two supreme powerhouses, grasping a portion of the emperor's might. Without cultivation, he couldn't unleash the full might of the Yaoguang cauldron, and simply couldn't do anything to the other party. Sure. Ji Xiaoyao narrowed his eyes slightly. The chaos world-destroying bell above his head trembled, charging to kill the black figure together with the black tortoise. So what if there are two extreme Dao imperial weapons? Ants are ultimately just ants. The black figure laughed wantonly and wildly, exuding the extreme Dao aura unique to a great emperor. Violently beckoning. The clay pot scattered aside instantly flew towards him, black blood overflowing from inside. Seeing this, the black tortoise hastily said, Brat, strike quickly. Don't let him get the clay pot. That clay pot was forged from the flesh and blood of those two, while they were alive. As he spoke, the Yaoguang cauldron above his head flew out, smashing fiercely towards the black figure. Hearing this, Ji Xiaoyao's eyes lit up. His gaze looking at the clay pot revealed a look of interest. Without a doubt, this clay pot was a supreme treasure, forged from the flesh and blood of two great emperor-level powerhouses. To some extent, it could rival an extreme Dao imperial weapon. Boom. The chaos world-destroying bell above his head quickly flew out. The flowing chaos power forcibly cut off the connection between the clay pot and the black figure monster, and suppressed it. Buzz. Perhaps affected by the coercive pressure of the chaos world-destroying bell, the clay pot actually emitted bursts of black light. Two phantoms exuding the aura of the imperial Dao emerged above the clay pot. Humph. Having already died for endless ages, with your divine essence nearly completely refined, you still dare to act fiercely. Ji Xiaoyao shouted in a low voice, madly activating the chaos world-destroying bell to continue suppressing. Get lost. Seeing this, the black figure monster lunged out to attack, attempting to stop it. Where do you think you're going? The Yaoguang cauldron flew out from above the black tortoise's head, intercepting it. Insolent. An emperor must not be humiliated. The black figure monster shouted in a low voice, bursting out with imperial Dao aura all over its body. Extremely intimidating. Between its gestures, black mist mixed with bizarre and ominous auras bloomed. Even if a quasi-emperor came, they would only be corroded. Emperor? Just a monster formed from an aggregate of resentment, that's all. Are you even worthy of being called an emperor? The black tortoise smiled disdainfully. He had once followed the heavenly emperor, and had also stayed by Empress Profound Heaven's side. Although this black figure before him had the imperial Tao aura, it lacked the invincible domineering aura of a great emperor. Just a clown. The black tortoise commented like this. On the other side, the clay pot had already been completely suppressed by the chaos world-destroying bell. The two evolved phantoms completely dissipated. Why waste so much breath on him? Slaughter him. Ji Xiaoyao was incomparably domineering, striding from afar to kill. The chaos world-destroying bell above his head echoing with bursts of Tao sounds. Damn it. So what if you suppress the clay pot? I can suppress you all the same. You cannot escape the fate of being swallowed by me. The black figure roared, its body rapidly expanding, like a demonic mountain, incomparably domineering, violently blasting a punch towards the two to kill them. Get lost. The invincible fistlight actually wanted to directly forcefully shake both the chaos world-destroying bell and the Yaoguang cauldron, the two extreme Tao imperial weapons. Courting death. Ji Xiaoyao and the black tortoise elixir of immortality sneered at the same time, vainly attempting to forcefully shake extreme Tao imperial weapons. What difference is there from throwing one's life away? But right at this moment, the fist seal of the black figure monster suddenly turned into a streak of black mist, actually silently devouring towards Ji Xiaoyao. This is the Dark Sea Heartburning Seal. Seeing this, the black tortoise elixir of immortality's expression instantly changed drastically. Its eyes filled with terror. The Dark Sea Heartburning Seal is a supreme divine ability created by the Lord of the Dark Sea while he was alive, using bizarre and ominous power to turn into a curse, invading others' primordial spirits and Tao hearts. The person who gets hit will become the caster's puppet, losing self-consciousness, enslaved forever. This is bad. The black tortoise's face looked ugly. Once Ji Xiaoyao was controlled, the other party would be equivalent to indirectly controlling the chaos world-destroying bell. When that time comes, he would also be in great danger. Thinking of this, a trace of decisiveness flashed in the black tortoise's eyes, sending a sound transmission to Ji Xiaoyao. Brat! You owe your Lord Tortoise a massive favor this time. Then, he transmitted a supreme secret method to Ji Xiaoyao. Hold your breath and concentrate. Comprehend it with your heart. This secret method is called the Chaos World Grinding Heart Sutra. It is a supreme primordial spirit secret method, created by the Heavenly Emperor. It can help you resist the Dark Sea Heartburning Seal. As soon as the black tortoise's voice fell, bursts of the sounds of the great Tao rang out in Ji Xiaoyao's mind. The Chaos World Grinding Heart Sutra. The Heavenly Emperor's inheritance. Using the primordial spirit to transform into the Chaos World Grinding Millstone. To obliterate all primordial spirit attacks in the world. Cultivated to major completion, it can even directly obliterate the enemy's primordial spirit and true soul. Ji Xiaoyao looked at the black tortoise with a weird look in his eyes. He didn't expect there to be an unexpected harvest. One must know. There were countless treasures protecting the primordial spirit inside his body. Although the black figure monster's primordial spirit attack was formidable, it still couldn't hurt him. Brat! Why are you still spacing out? Hurry up and comprehend it with your heart, so as to avoid being controlled as a puppet later, implicating your Lord Tortoise to suffer disaster as well. The black tortoise urged impatiently. He had once followed the Heavenly Emperor. Before the Heavenly Emperor fell, he handed all his inheritances to him, asking him to help find a successor. It was just that the inheritance left by the Heavenly Emperor required the same physique as the Heavenly Emperor to open. That kind of physique was rare in the world. Over the endless ages, the black tortoise had never seen it. Right at this moment, the black figure monster charged to kill again, spraying out endless black mist with the wave of its palm. Boom! Boom! The Yaoguang cauldron above the black tortoise's head trembled, dropping down extreme Tao power to isolate the black mist. Brat! Do you really want to become a puppet? The black tortoise continued to urge. Ji Xiaoyao immediately sat down cross-legged, sinking his mind into his sea of consciousness. At this moment, at the periphery of his primordial spirit's sea of consciousness, there was a bizarre and ominous aura madly invading. But it was completely blocked outside by an archaic Tao tower. This Tao tower was a gift from the clan elders when he came out of seclusion, capable of blocking mental attacks at the quasi-emperor level. Outside the Tao tower, there were also over a dozen archaic Tao weapons. If the black tortoise were to see this scene, he would definitely be so angry that he'd curse out loud. With so many Tao weapons protecting your primordial spirit, and I actually worried you'd be controlled. The Chaos World-Grinding Heart Sutra. Evolving chaos with the primordial spirit. Condensing the Chaos World-Grinding Millstone. Obliterating all primordial spirit attacks in the world. Ji Xiaoyao sank his mind into the secret method. The great Dao Bodhi heart vibrated. Dao sounds rang in his ears. In almost the blink of an eye, he achieved preliminary entry into the Chaos World-Grinding Heart Sutra. The primordial spirit's sea of consciousness vibrated. Traces of primordial spirit power condensed in the hands of the primordial spirit infant, transforming into the power of chaos. Runes flashing and intertwining, eventually turning into a palm-sized millstone. The millstone turned. The laws of chaos permeated, carrying an aura of world destruction. The Chaos World-Grinding Heart Sutra is very compatible with me. While circulating it, I can also mobilize the chaos origin inside my body. Ji Xiaoyao felt a sensation in his heart. The primordial spirit infant pointed from afar at that bizarre aura on the periphery of the sea of consciousness. Obliterate. The Chaos World-Grinding Millstone automatically flew out, turning slowly, as if wanting to obliterate the entire world. The chaos origin also burst forth simultaneously. Under the blessing, the millstone instantly enlarged, shattering the bizarre aura to pieces. Ji Xiaoyao opened his eyes. Sharp lights flashing. The black tortoise glanced at him and said speechlessly, "Brat, you're still wasting time. Your Lord Tortoise is about to be unable to hold on. When the time comes and you become a puppet, don't blame me for not reminding you. I have already completely mastered the Chaos World-Grinding Heart Sutra." Ji Xiaoyao said straightforwardly. "What?" The black tortoise was stunned. The Chaos World-Grinding Heart Sutra is a supreme primordial spirit secret method created by the Heavenly Emperor according to his own physique. It is incomparably profound. Even supreme geniuses would have to spend a massive amount of time to initially master it. How much time has just passed? You're bluffing, right? The black tortoise's face was full of disbelief. Ji Xiaoyao couldn't be bothered to explain. Striding towards the black figure monster. The chaos world-destroying bell above his head dropping down chaos power. He's actually fine. The black figure monster was also dumbfounded. This brat was hit by its dark sea heartburning seal. Yet he was acting like nothing happened. Humph. You blocked it once. I don't believe you can still block a second time. The black figure snorted coldly, striking out the dark sea heartburning seal again. Black mist surging, pouncing towards Ji Xiaoyao's primordial spirit with a bizarre aura. This move is useless against me now. Ji Xiaoyao's eyes were plain. His primordial spirit's sea of consciousness vibrated. A millstone condensed from chaos power flew out, gushing out chaos power as it turned, obliterating the bizarre aura on the spot. He actually really cultivated it successfully. An expression as if seeing a ghost appeared on the black tortoise's face. A secret art that those geniuses would take a massive amount of time to successfully cultivate. He completely mastered it in an instant. What kind of heaven-defying comprehension ability is this? What horrified him even more was the chaos world-grinding millstone cast by Ji Xiaoyao was much larger than normal. As if it could truly obliterate the primordial spirits and true souls of all living beings in the world. He had only seen this situation on the Heavenly Emperor in the past. After all, this secret art was created by the Heavenly Emperor according to his own physique. Only a person with the same physique as the Heavenly Emperor could perfectly unleash its might. Could it be that this brat has the same physique as the Heavenly Emperor? Chaos body. The black tortoise was greatly shocked in his heart, coming up with an unbelievable guess. The black tortoise stared fixedly at Ji Xiaoyao's back, narrowing his eyes slightly, feeling incomparably conflicted in his heart. Over endless ages, he had constantly been searching for a successor for the Heavenly Emperor. But how rare was a chaos body? He had almost never seen a chaos body appear in the world. Now it had finally appeared. But the problem was, this brat has a grudge against him, having severed his tortoise leg. Damn it. How could there be such a coincidence in the world? The black tortoise cursed inwardly. Right at this moment, Ji Xiaoyao's urging voice rang out. What are you spacing out for? Hurry up and strike together. To end this monster. As he spoke, he waved his hand, causing the chaos world-destroying bell to vibrate, shooting out chaos power to sweep the black figure away. At the same time, the chaos world-grinding millstone hovered in his hand, strangling to destruction all bizarre power that approached. Coming. The black tortoise shook his head and stopped overthinking. The Yaoguang cauldron above his head swayed, blasting out a divine light condensed from extreme Dao power, hitting the black figure's head, directly shattering it. I am imperishable and indestructible. Relying solely on the two of you cannot destroy me. A low, weird laugh rang out. The black figure's shattered body recondensed. He was condensed from the resentment of two great emperor powerhouses. Unless a supreme powerhouse struck, he could not be obliterated. I said a long time ago. There is nothing in the world that is imperishable and indestructible. Heaven and earth will both collapse. The great Tao will both fall. Let alone you. The black tortoise snorted coldly. A beam of light flew out from the Yaoguang cauldron to lock onto the black figure, directly sucking him into the cauldron. Rumble. The Yaoguang cauldron vibrated. Rays of rosy light flew out from inside the cauldron body. The black tortoise took out a ball of Tao fire from his body and placed it under the cauldron. It began to burn fiercely. The Tao fire blazed ragingly. Great Tao runes flying out, as if capable of incinerating the heavens. This is the innate great Tao fire. Ji Xiaoyao's expression was astonished. The innate great Tao fire. The supreme divine fire ranked 9th on the divine fire ranking. Capable of incinerating the great Tao of the heavens. Flames that can be famous on the divine fire ranking are all extremely extraordinary. For an ordinary person to obtain one is a heavenly fortune. Ji Xiaoyao remembered that a certain clan elder of the Ji family controlled a divine fire ranked 17th, treasuring it very dearly on ordinary days. Roar! Roar! Under the burning of the innate great Tao fire, endless extreme Tao runes flew out from the Yaoguang cauldron, madly refining the monster inside. Vainly attempting to refine me. It's not that simple. The black figure roared inside the cauldron, dashing madly, wanting to rush out. Terrifying imperial Tao aura bursting forth. Brat, don't just watch. Hurry up and come help. Don't let him rush out. The black tortoise said to Ji Xiaoyao. Ji Xiaoyao immediately flew over, activating the chaos world-destroying bell to shoot out endless chaos power, wrapping up the entire Yaoguang cauldron. Instantly, the black figure in the cauldron quieted down. The imperial Tao aura was also completely isolated. Humph. Damn it. Wanted to swallow your Lord Tortoise. Lord Tortoise will refine you into a pill today. The black tortoise snorted coldly. Countless formation runes flew out from his body and began to madly refine the black figure. Damn it. You actually dared to refine me into a pill. You will pay the price. The black figure roared shrilly, struggling even more madly. Quiet down for your Lord Tortoise. The black tortoise's techniques were profound, constantly slapping the Yaoguang cauldron. With every slap, densely packed formation runes flew out. The black tortoise was indeed heaven-defying, as an elixir of immortality, having a nearly inexhaustible lifespan. Although unable to cultivate, but over the long ages, he had grinded formations, artifact refining, and pill refining to an extremely terrifying level, far surpassing the grandmasters of the outside world. He also took another approach, creating a unique Tao of formation pills with formations as the root. Brat, don't just idle around either. I will pass you a scripture, recited on the side, to suppress the black figure's bizarre power. As he spoke, the black tortoise pointed from afar at the center of Ji Xiaoyao's brows. An extremely profound scripture emerged in Ji Xiaoyao's mind. The Chaos World-Crossing Scripture. This scripture was neither a divine ability, nor a cultivation method. Its effect was somewhat like the Buddhist salvation scripture, capable of saving and redeeming the living beings of the world. It was just that the Chaos World-Crossing Scripture solely targeted dark and bizarre creatures. Under the blessing of the great Tao Bodhi Heart, Ji Xiaoyao quickly mastered this scripture. His lips slightly parted, emitting bursts of Tao sounds, like an old Buddha reciting scriptures, ancient and mysterious. Inside the Yaoguang cauldron, under the blessing of the Chaos World-Crossing Scripture, the bizarre and ominous power around the black figure collapsed and scattered at a speed visible to the naked eye. This brat is indeed just like the Heavenly Emperor. Both are born with a chaos body. The black tortoise narrowed his eyes slightly. The Chaos World-Crossing Scripture is the most special scripture in the Heavenly Emperor's inheritance. Cannot be cast by anyone without a chaos body. Furthermore, when cast by a chaos body, there is a certain probability of entering a state of sudden enlightenment, comprehending the great Tao of chaos, giving the Chaos World-Crossing Scripture just now. Besides suppressing the black figure, his main purpose was to test again whether Ji Xiaoyao truly had a chaos body. Looking at it now, his guess was not wrong. Damn it. My enemy is actually the successor of the Heavenly Emperor I've been looking for. The black tortoise became even more conflicted inwardly, hesitating whether to hand over the Heavenly Emperor's inheritance to Ji Xiaoyao. On the other side, Ji Xiaoyao did not know the black tortoise's calculations. He sank wholeheartedly into the chaos world-crossing scripture. Although this scripture offered no blessing to combat power, but it seemed to be expounding on the origin of chaos. Surrounded by the sound of the scriptures, the chaos origin inside his body began to surge and agitate. Endless power of chaos gushed out. He fell into a special state, harmonizing with the Tao of chaos. In a daze, seeing the heart of chaos hovering before his eyes. Damn it! The chaos body is indeed abnormal. Exactly the same as the heavenly emperor back then. The black tortoise sighed. With the blessing of the chaos world-crossing scripture, the black figure in the Yaoguang cauldron was gradually refined. The bizarre and ominous aura slowly dissipating. He struggled with all his might, but under the suppression of two extreme Tao imperial weapons. No matter how he struggled, it was useless. Slowly, time passed. A rich pill fragrance emanated from the Yaoguang cauldron. This is about to form a pill. This can be considered an unexpected pleasant surprise. A pill refined from the resentment of two great emperor powerhouses. I don't know what effect it will have. The black tortoise looked forward to it in his heart. At the same time, his gaze involuntarily looked towards Ji Xiaoyao. Not knowing what he was thinking. In the dim cave, the power of chaos sealed the void. The innate great Tao fire burned fiercely. The black tortoise sat cross-legged above the Yaoguang cauldron, like an old monk in meditation. Formation runes occasionally flying out from his hands and landing around the cauldron. A rich pill fragrance permeated. It's about to be done. The black tortoise opened his eyes. His expression filled with anticipation. His gaze falling again on Ji Xiaoyao, who was meditating and reciting scriptures with closed eyes by the side. At this moment, Ji Xiaoyao seemed to have fallen into a state of comprehending profundity. Laws of chaos permeating all over his body. A terrifying aura hovering. The chaos body is indeed worthy of being the supreme divine physique, ranked first among the 3,000 great Tao physiques. Too abnormal. The black tortoise clicked his tongue in wonder. He could clearly feel that the aura on Ji Xiaoyao's body was profound like an abyss and vast like a sea, even causing his heart to palpitate for a while. Whoosh! Just as the black tortoise was sighing in admiration, Ji Xiaoyao suddenly opened his eyes. A streak of resplendent golden light flashing passed from his eyes. Brat! You woke up just in time. That monster is about to turn into a pill. The black tortoise said. Ji Xiaoyao didn't reply. With a thought, he looked at his attribute panel. His cultivation directly skyrocketed from the third heaven of the dragon transformation realm to the fifth heaven of the dragon transformation realm. His foundation became even more solid. He cupped his hands and said, "Many thanks." The black tortoise was stunned. Waved his hands. Suddenly asked, "You brat are born with a chaos body, right?" Ji Xiaoyao didn't hide it. Nodding. "Yes." The black tortoise circled around Ji Xiaoyao twice. Sighing in admiration. "Chaos body. Double pupils. Also with emperor blood flowing in your body. Even compared to the heavenly emperor back then, your talent isn't much inferior." Changing the subject. "Lord Tortoise wants to discuss a deal with you. I don't know if you are willing." Ji Xiaoyao didn't answer. Looking at him calmly, gesturing for him to continue. The black tortoise got straight to the point. "I once followed a heavenly emperor. He was just like you. Born with a chaos body, and also flowing with emperor blood. Before the heavenly emperor fell, he entrusted me to help him find a successor. Your physique is the same as his. I want to hand the heavenly emperor's inheritance to you." Pausing his tone. A bit resentful. "However, you brat severed my tortoise leg. For me to just give you the inheritance like this. I am really unreconciled in my heart." "Then forget it." Ji Xiaoyao spoke calmly. A hint of a smile appearing at the corner of his mouth. He saw that the black tortoise was trying to extort him, using the heavenly emperor's inheritance as bait. But he wasn't stupid. It was impossible for him to be extorted for no reason. Although the heavenly emperor's inheritance was tempting. But he bore the 9 tribulations indestructible heavenly art. A bona fide immortal emperor's inheritance. So he wasn't too covetous of it. Quack! The black tortoise was stunned. Disbelieving. "Brat! You better think clearly. That is the heavenly emperor's inheritance. And it matches your physique. It's the most suitable for you. Once you pass this village, you won't find this shop again. I have thought clearly. If you are unwilling, I won't force it." Ji Xiaoyao was calm and breezy. The two fell into silence. The spacious cave quieted down. Only the innate great Tao fire was burning. After a long time, the black tortoise finally whispered unwillingly. Damn it. Brat. Consider your Lord Tortoise conceding to you. Did you already figure out long ago that I would definitely give you the Heavenly Emperor's inheritance? A hint of a smile appeared at the corner of Ji Xiaoyao's mouth. Cupping his hands. Many thanks. He indeed calculated long ago that the black tortoise would definitely give it. Because a chaos body was too hard to find. Since the beginning of the taboo era, almost no chaos body had appeared in history besides him. Damn it. If it wasn't for Lord Tortoise wanting to undergo a nirvanic transformation, a process that is extremely perilous and might even result in falling. Otherwise, even if beaten to death, it would be impossible to give the Heavenly Emperor's inheritance to you. The black tortoise said indignantly. He had lived far, far too long. Having endless lifespan in vain, but lacking the corresponding strength. This wasn't enjoyment but torture. Especially as an elixir of immortality. Anyone who sees it wants to take a bite. Without the various methods left to him by the Heavenly Emperor back then, he would have long been captured by someone to refine pills. Therefore, he had to change. Undergo nirvana and be reborn. Shedding the body of an elixir of immortality. Thereby cultivating to step onto the peak. It was just that how difficult it was for an elixir of immortality to undergo nirvana. The path the Heavenly Emperor helped him deduce back then was almost 9 deaths and 1 life. Once he failed, he would lose his intelligence. And be reduced back to an elixir of immortality, with no self-consciousness. I'll give this thing to you. Take it to the Soul Sea secret realm. And you will be able to enter automatically. After passing the test, you will be able to obtain the Heavenly Emperor's inheritance. The black tortoise said. Tossing a roll of archaic parchment to Ji Xiaoyao. Soul Sea Forbidden Area. Ji Xiaoyao took it. His eyes filled with doubt. The Soul Sea Forbidden Area is one of the life forbidden zones of the 3000 Tao states. But different from other forbidden zones. There are no forbidden zone living beings inside it. Rumor has it that it was formed naturally. An endless sea of souls shrouding a region. All living beings who set foot there will become lost, and never be able to come out again. In the immemorial era, a great completion holy body in his twilight years also got lost inside. And never appeared again. Yeah. You will know when you go there. That is the former residence of the Heavenly Emperor. The black tortoise said casually. Right at this moment. Buzz buzz. The Yaoguang cauldron suddenly trembled violently. A rich pill fragrance gushed out. The two looked over almost at the same time. The pill is formed. The black tortoise's expression was pleasantly surprised. Opening the Yaoguang cauldron. 2 dragon-eye-sized golden pills flew out. Emitting traces of the Imperial Tao aura. Ji Xiaoyao's eyes lit up. A pill refined using 2 Imperial Tao living beings as raw materials. Is indeed extraordinary. The rich pill fragrance induced every inch of flesh and blood in his body to yearn for it. But the black tortoise frowned. What a pity. The Imperial Tao aura inside that monster's body was too weak. The pill refined is far less astonishing than anticipated. As he spoke, a trace of decisiveness flashed in his eyes. Violently tearing off a large piece of flesh from his own body, and tossing it into the Yaoguang cauldron. This sudden action made Ji Xiaoyao momentarily astonished. Good heavens! This is also a ruthless character. When he gets ruthless, he even uses his own flesh and blood to refine pills. Brat! Take out your Lord Tortoise's tortoise leg. And toss it inside together. Lord Tortoise wants to make this pill go 1 step further. Evolving into a true emperor pill. The black tortoise urged Ji Xiaoyao. Ji Xiaoyao gave him a meaningful look. Pondering for a moment. Still took out the tortoise leg and tossed it towards the Yaoguang cauldron. Boom. With the blessing of the black tortoise's flesh and the tortoise leg. The golden light bursting from the pill fragrance became even more resplendent. But right at this moment. Hey. Brat. You've been fooled. Lord Tortoise's tortoise leg has finally returned. The black tortoise laughed excitedly. Violently rushing forward to activate the Heavenly Emperor's secret flag. With flashing formation runes, it swept him up and he disappeared from the spot. However, in the void, one of the 2 golden pills remained where it was. A third of the golden liquid in the clay pot was also left behind. Heh. Just as I guessed. Ji Xiaoyao chuckled lightly. Not minding it too much. He had already seen through it long ago. With the black tortoise's personality, how could he possibly use his own flesh and blood to refine pills? I hope we can meet again. Ji Xiaoyao stored the golden pill and the liquid into his body. The harvest this time was too massive. A pill containing the Imperial Tao aura. Golden liquid refined using 2 Imperial Tao living beings as raw materials. Taking out any one of them at random is an extremely heaven-defying existence. Releasing them to the outside world would definitely trigger a storm of blood and rain. All the living beings under heaven would go crazy. Even taboo living beings might not be able to resist taking action to snatch them. What a pity. The effects of these 2 things are both too overbearing. If I were to consume them now, I would instantly be unable to bear the Imperial Tao aura and explode to death. Ji Xiaoyao sighed helplessly. Besides these 2 items, he also gained an additional Imperial Tao clay pot, forged from the physical bodies of 2 Imperial Tao powerhouses. He took it out from the chaos world-destroying bell to examine it. The clay pot looked very ordinary, covered with marks of time, emitting no aura. Even if placed by the roadside, no one would look at it. But feeling it carefully, one could sense the monstrous killing intent and a trace of faint Imperial Tao aura contained within. Although the essence was completely refined into the golden liquid, it was, after all, forged from the flesh and blood of Imperial Tao figures, containing a trace of the Imperial Tao aura. It couldn't compare to extreme Tao Imperial weapons, but it far surpassed numerous supreme-level magic treasures. Ji Xiaoyao nodded in satisfaction, storing the clay pot into his body. After finishing all of this, he took a step forward and disappeared from the cave. Profound Heaven Secret Realm. A certain valley. As expected of a legacy secret realm left by a great emperor. The resources are simply too abundant. Spirit medicines all over the ground. The spiritual energy in the air also far surpasses the blessed heavenly grottos of the outside world. Cultivating here for a day is equivalent to 10 days in the outside world. A group of young people wearing uniform attire looked at the valley full of spirit medicines, their eyes full of pleasant surprise. They were all ordinary disciples of the Backing Mountain sect, not considered geniuses, with average cultivation, but having self-awareness. After entering the secret realm, they hadn't thought of competing for great fortunes, and only wanted to gather more spirit medicines to take out. Wait! Look over there. There's a medicine king over there. Someone pointed at the depths of the valley and exclaimed, "Holy shit! Medicine King! What a great fortune!" The few people stepped forward excitedly preparing to pick it. But right at this moment, a youth's figure appeared out of thin air in the valley. The youth wore a black gold mystic robe, with a tall and straight figure. His face outrageously handsome. He didn't look old, one could even say he was young. But his gestures exuded a unique aura. It was exactly Ji Xiaoyao. What a handsome youth. Like a born immortal. The female disciple of the Backing Mountain sect couldn't help but blush slightly. "Junior sister. If you keep acting like this, I won't let you look at my handsome face anymore." The young man who was close to her felt jealous. "Shut up all of you." The eldest senior brother of the Backing Mountain sect reprimanded. The youth before his eyes gave him a sense of familiarity, as if he had seen him somewhere. Wait. It's him. The Ji family emperor's son. The eldest senior brother was suddenly stunned, recognizing Ji Xiaoyao. What? This youth is that little god of slaughter from the Ji family? The invincible double pupil wielder? Why is he here? Holy shit. We actually met the little god of slaughter here. Everyone subconsciously stepped back. The eldest senior brother's face was even paler. Previously, when the secret realm's medicine field opened, he went over wanting to compete. But as soon as he arrived, he saw from afar the terrifying scene of this little god of slaughter, suppressing an old king realm flood dragon with his fists. That invincible bearing still made his heart tremble with fear whenever he recalled it. At that time, he was accidentally affected by the aftershocks of the battle. His body was almost torn apart. Fortunately, he had a secret treasure bestowed by the sect master to escape the calamity. He deeply knew that although this little god of slaughter looked delicate and handsome, once he made a move, he was absolutely decisive in killing. Like a god of slaughter. He knelt down without hesitation. Greetings to the little god of slaughter. No. Greetings to Lord Emperor's son. The rest of the people also knelt down in terror. Greetings to Lord Emperor's son. Ji Xiaoyao swept a calm glance at the few people, and didn't make things difficult for them. Get up all of you. The few people stood up respectfully. But Ji Xiaoyao's next words made their hearts jump to their throats. Why do you call me little god of slaughter? This. The faces of the few people turned pale. It turned out that after the battle at the Pavilion, Ji Xiaoyao suppressed Xue Hunzi with his fists, fought alone against 3 top-tier geniuses, and slew 7 king beasts before leaving stylishly. Everyone had witnessed his terror, especially his thunderous methods and his decisive style of action in killing, leaving a deep impression on people. So the name Little God of Slaughter spread like wildfire. I see. Ji Xiaoyao nodded, and didn't pursue the matter. He then inquired with them about the movements in the secret realm over the past few days. After all, he had stayed underground with the black tortoise for several days. Calculating the time, the final fortune of the secret realm should have appeared. There hasn't been much turmoil in the secret realm these past few days. Only a heaven-reaching high tower appeared out of thin air at the core of the secret realm. Some people speculate that it's very likely the place of Empress Profound Heaven's final inheritance. Many illustrious geniuses and secret realm king beasts have rushed towards that Emperor Pavilion. However, the Emperor Pavilion is shrouded in mysterious clouds and mist. Ordinary people will be completely lost once they go inside. The few people shared this piece of news. A high tower appearing at the core of the secret realm might just be the system's sign and location. The Profound Heaven Emperor Pavilion. Ji Xiaoyao guessed inwardly. Whether it is or not, he decided to make a trip there. Empress Profound Heaven's inheritance cannot be missed. Moreover, many secret realm king beasts are gathered there. For a gentleman to take revenge, 10 years is not too late. For Ji Xiaoyao to take revenge, he doesn't want to wait for even a single moment. Whoosh! He circulated the Kunping technique. Kunping wings opening behind his back, flying rapidly towards the core of the secret realm, at a frighteningly fast speed, disappearing from everyone's sight in the blink of an eye. As expected of the Ji family emperor son. Just staying by his side, the invisible aura alone makes one feel like a mountain is pressing down. A great terror is hidden beneath that ethereal, banished immortal-like exterior. The title of Little God of Slaughter is well deserved. Sure enough, there are only wrongly given names, but no wrongly called nicknames. Seeing Ji Xiaoyao disappear, the people of the Backing Mountain sect finally dared to breathe heavily. Some even collapsed limply onto the ground. On the other side, Ji Xiaoyao sped all the way bearing the Kunping wings on his back, quickly arriving at the core of the secret realm. On the boundless wasteland, white mist permeated, shrouding 10,000 miles. In the hazy white mist, a heaven-reaching high tower was faintly visible, piercing straight into the sky. A large number of living beings gathered outside the white mist, including geniuses from the outside world as well as mutated beasts from the secret realm. But none entered the mist blindly, because this mist was too bizarre. As soon as one went in, primordial spirit perception was extremely suppressed. The use of various Dao weapons and magic treasures was also restricted. Furthermore, there was a bizarre monster called the Mist Beast inside the mist. Its cultivation was not strong, but it excelled at casting illusions to confuse people's hearts. Its primordial spirit was robust. Once confused, one's primordial spirit would be devoured in an instant. In this mist that suppresses primordial spirit perception, the Mist Beast holds a natural advantage. These past few days, many geniuses were torn apart by Mist Beasts after stepping into the mist. Up until now, no one has successfully reached the core high tower. Ding dong. Detected that the host has arrived at the sign-in location. Periphery of the Profound Heaven Emperor Pavilion. Please proceed to sign in immediately, host. The system's icy, mechanical voice rang by his ear. Sure enough, this high tower is the sign-in location, Ji Xiaoyao murmured, striding towards the mist. As he approached, many people present gathered their gazes on him. It couldn't be helped. After the battles at the medicine field and the pill pavilion, Ji Xiaoyao had made a great name for himself in the secret realm. Who didn't know that the imperial family Ji clan had produced an invincible little god of slaughter, bearing both double pupils and emperor blood simultaneously, with unparalleled combat power? That little god of slaughter from the Ji family is here. Someone exclaimed. Good heavens! He killed 7 king beasts using a Saint Emperor rune at the pill pavilion back then, and was pursued by extreme Dao power. To think he actually survived all that. Astonishment appeared on everyone's faces. Extreme Dao power is terrifyingly unparalleled. Even a quasi-emperor would only end up being obliterated. No one expected Ji Xiaoyao to be completely fine. So this is the Ji family's little god of slaughter. He doesn't feel as fierce as the rumors say, but rather ethereal and transcendent. Some young girls stared at Ji Xiaoyao non-stop, their beautiful eyes flowing with light. Sister, don't be fooled by appearances. Contrast. It's all a contrast. His looks and his style of action are too contrasting. An older female next to them warned. What? Contrast? Senior sister. I like contrast the most. The young girl blinked. With innocent eyes. Ji Xiaoyao ignored the discussions. And walked straight towards the mist. But right at this moment, an astonishing killing intent locked onto him from the dark. After his primordial spirit transformed into an infant, his divine perception was astonishing. He noticed it instantly. And looked coldly towards the direction of the killing intent. What entered his eyes was a young girl wearing a rainbow feather dress. The young girl had a tall figure. Her eyebrows and eyes slightly slanted upwards. Looking clear, cold, and world-weary. There was a teardrop mole at the corner of her eye, adding a touch of charm. Her name was Qingyu, although in human form. Her true form was a green phoenix, the daughter of a secret realm king beast, with a noble status. Her father, the Green Phoenix King, was killed by Ji Xiaoyao using the Saint Emperor rune in the Pavilion battle. Seeing Ji Xiaoyao suddenly look over at this moment, Qingyu's eyes clearly showed panic, and she subconsciously retreated. Ji Xiaoyao walked straight up to her. Without any mercy. You wanna die? Daring to show killing intent towards me. Qingyu was stunned. She didn't expect his divine perception to be this astonishing. She was noticed after showing just a trace of killing intent. She let out a long cry and decisively retreated, transforming into her true form to flee towards the distance. She hated Ji Xiaoyao. The enmity of killing her father was absolutely irreconcilable. But she had self-awareness, knowing she was absolutely no match for him. The killing intent just now was a subconscious reaction upon seeing her enemy. Want to leave? Stay right here. Ji Xiaoyao snorted coldly. He was not a soft-hearted person, and never minded ruthlessly destroying flowers. He spread his large hand, and grasped from afar towards the direction Qingyu was fleeing. Boom! A large hand condensed from vital blood instantly appeared above Qingyu's head, covering the sky and the sun. Screech! Qingyu felt horror in her heart. She let out a long cry, the feathers all over her body standing on end, shooting out endless green light, vainly attempting to shatter the large hand. But no matter how she struggled, she couldn't shake it. In the end, she was fiercely gripped by the large hand like a bird in a cage. Ji Xiaoyao's aura was piercingly cold. He suddenly exerted force. Pfft! Qingyu's entire body exploded. Her primordial spirit was also crushed on the spot. Ji Xiaoyao's expression was indifferent, like he had just pinched an ant to death. He turned around and walked towards the mist. Holy shit! He just directly killed her like that. Looking at the fresh blood scattered on the ground after he left, everyone felt their hearts palpitate, as expected of the little god of slaughter. Directly slaying her just for showing a wisp of killing intent. Almost no nonsense spoken throughout the entire process. Sure enough, there are only wrongly given names, but no wrongly given nicknames. The little god of slaughter is well deserved. That Qingyu was considered exceptionally beautiful. I didn't expect her to fall just like this. These methods are too decisive. The crowd sighed in admiration. Junior sister, do you still like contrast now? Is this kind of contrast exciting enough? This kind of contrast is too intense. I think I'll pass. The young girl who said she liked contrast earlier couldn't stop shivering. How is this a little god of slaughter? He is clearly a god of death. Killing people at the slightest disagreement. Cannot afford to offend, cannot afford to offend. The white mist shrouded the wasteland. The visibility was frighteningly low. Ji Xiaoyao felt the anomaly right after stepping inside. Primordial spirit perception was suppressed by a mysterious power, shrinking to only a dozen meters. This was very dangerous. Mist beasts could pounce out from the mist at any time. However, it wasn't a big problem for Ji Xiaoyao. He bore double pupils, able to see through all illusions in the world. The mist before him was incredibly clear in his eyes. He could faintly see the outline of the high tower ahead. However, many magic treasures and Dao weapons beyond the King realm were suppressed in the mist. Even the chaos world-destroying bell was slightly affected. Interesting. Ji Xiaoyao murmured. There was a no-fly formation in the mist. He lifted his legs and walked quickly towards the high tower. He hadn't walked far, when a faint voice rang by his ear. Xiaoyao. Xiaoyao. The voice carried a maternal gentleness, making one involuntarily intoxicated. Ji Xiaoyao looked up. A devastatingly beautiful figure wearing a palace dress slowly walked out from the mist. It was exactly Su Ruyue. As she walked out, a special energy emanated from the mist, deceiving Ji Xiaoyao's senses. Xiaoyao, come over to me. Mother will lead you out of this mist. Su Ruyue waved gently. Mist beast? Ji Xiaoyao narrowed his eyes slightly. The Su Ruyue before him was too realistic. Her demeanor, tone, movements, and even aura were exactly the same as the real Su Ruyue. If it were anyone else, it would be definitely hard to notice. Especially in the mist where senses were crazily suppressed. And with a mysterious power constantly instilling the thought that the person before their eyes was real. Xiaoyao. Why aren't you coming over yet? Are you not listening to mother anymore? Su Ruyue put on a look of anger and urged. But the next moment, what greeted her was a golden fist seal. Ji Xiaoyao didn't hesitate to shatter her body with a single punch. Xiaoyao. What are you doing? Su Ruyue's face was full of terror. Fresh blood spraying from her mouth. Her physical body shattering to pieces. Falling powerlessly. I bear double pupils. Yet you vainly attempt to confuse me. Ji Xiaoyao's expression was indifferent. Circulating the Chaos World Grinding Heart Sutra, to turn into the Chaos World Grinding Millstone. Obliterating all that mysterious energy interfering with his senses. Ji Xiaoyao. What are you doing? Why did you attack your mother? Another furious shout came from the mist. Ji Wushuang walked out with a face full of grief. His eyes full of anger. The light of a grand sun emerging behind him to burn the mist. Looking from afar, he was exactly the same as the real Ji Wushuang. Even the pressure was identical. Mist beast. Courting death. Ji Xiaoyao snorted coldly and decisively struck again. Double pupils saw through all illusions. Although this one before him had almost no difference from the real one. But he saw through it with one glance. Throwing a punch. There was no surprise in the outcome. Although that mist beast's pressure was similar, its strength was far lacking. It was blasted apart on the spot. I'd like to see what other tricks you can play. Ji Xiaoyao's expression was indifferent. He strode and continued to go deeper. Not long after. A broken and noisy voice came from not far away. Yue. I didn't do it on purpose. I didn't mean to kill you. I couldn't tell. I couldn't tell. Who was real and who was fake? Ji Xiaoyao looked up. A young man had a maddened expression, his eyes bloodshot. His eyes full of pain and remorse. Not far away, two mist beasts were looking at him greedily. Noticing Ji Xiaoyao's gaze. The two mist beasts growled lowly in threat. Heh. Baring your fangs at me. Courting death. Ji Xiaoyao sneered. Blasting the two mist beasts apart simultaneously with a single punch. Mist beasts have bizarre abilities, but their actual combat power is not strong. Ordinary geniuses could easily blast them to death. Let alone Ji Xiaoyao. Once the two mist beasts died. That crazy young man gradually sobered up. I was just now confused by the mist beasts. It was you who saved me. Many thanks. The young man stepped forward and bowed in salute. But the moment he stood up, what greeted his eyes was a golden fist seal. What are you doing? Why did you suddenly attack me? The young man was greatly alarmed and hastily retreated. But he was instantly blasted into pieces. Ji Xiaoyao's expression was indifferent. Still acting in front of me. That young man was astonishingly also transformed by a mist beast. The three mist beasts performed this play together. If it were anyone else, under the dual suppression of primordial spirit perception and physical senses, they would probably have already been confused. But Ji Xiaoyao had double pupils. Seeing through it with one glance. These mist beasts are really magical. If I didn't have double pupils, maybe even I wouldn't be able to tell real from fake. Ji Xiaoyao murmured and continued advancing. Afterwards, he encountered several waves of mist beasts one after another. Without exception, all were completely blasted to death by his thunderous strikes. Against mist beasts, double pupils were simply their natural nemesis. Everything they transformed into had nowhere to hide under the double pupils. MHM? This is. Ji Xiaoyao suddenly stopped in his tracks. In the mist ahead, two small white grasses grew proudly. Traces of profound formation runes were engraved on the grass leaves. This is. Void grass. Ji Xiaoyao was slightly shocked. Void grass is a very special spirit medicine. After consumption, one will fall into an illusion and experience reincarnation. Waking up can enhance primordial spirit strength and temper the Tao heart. Although it's a spirit medicine, its effects are comparable to a medicine king. In the 3000 Tao states, void grass is extremely rare, and almost became extinct after the ancient era. Good stuff. Ji Xiaoyao stepped forward, using the power of his primordial spirit to wrap around the two void grasses. Void grass can only be picked using primordial spirit power. Touching it in any other way will cause it to shatter instantly. Perhaps the appearance of this mist has a great relationship with the void grass. Ji Xiaoyao deduced. After putting away the void grass, he began to intentionally explore within the mist. Void grass is incredibly precious. If he could find a saint medicine level void grass, it would be invaluable, having a great effect even on figures at the level of quasi-emperors and supremes. Calculating the time. Mother's birthday is in 2 months. If I can find a saint medicine level void grass, it would be a perfect gift. Ji Xiaoyao thought to himself. Su Ruyue had suffered a severe Dao injury when she was young, causing her primordial spirit to collapse. Although she was saved, her primordial spirit became exceptionally fragile. Her cultivation permanently stuck at the peak of the Saint King realm. Otherwise, with her innate supreme holy physique talent, she would probably have stepped into a higher realm long ago. After all, in her era, she was one of the strongest geniuses. Ji Xiaoyao put away the void grass securely, and continued to move forward in the mist. The deeper he went, the denser the mysterious power affecting primordial spirit perception became. There's someone. Ji Xiaoyao's footsteps paused. Sounds of fierce fighting came from the mist ahead. Little girl. Hand over the void grass in your hands. Maybe we can still leave you a way out. Low roars came from the mist. Ji Xiaoyao opened his double pupils to look. In the endless mist, 2 secret realm king beasts were rapidly pursuing a young girl. The young girl had delicate facial features, wearing a black tight-fitting outfit. Her 3,000 strands of black hair tied into a high ponytail and draped casually, looking valiant and heroic. It was just that at this moment, she was in an extremely wretched state under the pursuit of the 2 king beasts. Her black tight-fitting outfit soaked in fresh blood. It's her. Ji Xiaoyao's eyes paused. That young girl in the black tight-fitting outfit being pursued was no one else but Lingqing Cha. He subconsciously looked at her attribute panel. Lingqing Cha. 18 years old. Holy Maiden of the Heavenly Dao sect. Cultivation. First heaven of the Dragon Nourishing Realm. Supreme Bone. Incomplete. Luck. 18,000 points. Golden Finger is the remnant soul of a Supreme residing in her ring. Recent fortuitous encounter. Discovered a field of void grass in the mist, where divine medicine level void grass exists. Good heavens. As expected of the destiny daughter of this world. In less than a month, she crossed nearly 2 major realms from the 3rd heaven of the Dao Palace Strait to the Dragon Nourishing Realm. And her luck is astonishing. Discovering a void grass field in this mist, with divine medicine level void grass as well. I have mother's birthday gift now. Ji Xiaoyao murmured softly, and hurried straight towards Lingqing Cha's direction. At the same time, Lingqing Cha was fleeing frantically in the mist, her face full of anxiety. The pursuit of the 2 secret realm king beasts behind her put her under massive pressure. Qing Cha. Change direction. Run towards the southeast. A clear and cold female voice rang by her ear. Ah. Master. Are we not going to that forbidden land you mentioned? Lingqing Cha was puzzled. Her original plan was to lure these 2 king beasts to a certain forbidden land in the mist, and take the opportunity to escape. No need to go. That little god of slaughter from the Ji family is here. The clear and cold female voice by her ear made Lingqing Cha's footsteps pause involuntarily. Little god of slaughter. Could it be His Highness the Emperor's son? Just as she thought of this, in the mist to the southeast, the figure of a youth wearing a black gold mystic robe slowly walked out. It was exactly Ji Xiaoyao. Your Highness Emperor's son. Although she had expected it, Lingqing Cha's body still trembled. Get behind me. Ji Xiaoyao nodded. Lingqing Cha obediently went behind him. At this time, the 2 secret realm king beasts happened to catch up. It's you. One of them, a blazing flame male lion, narrowed its eyes upon seeing Ji Xiaoyao, and immediately burst out with astonishing killing intent. Hee. Truly wearing out iron shoes in a fruitless search, only to find it without any effort. The other king beast stared at Ji Xiaoyao sinisterly. Hee. We let you run away using a Saint Emperor rune last time. Let's see what other tricks you have this time. The 2 king beasts glared like tigers watching their prey. All magic treasures and Dao weapons above the king realm were banned in the mist. In their view, Ji Xiaoyao couldn't use high-tier Dao weapons, and could only be slaughtered. This is the confidence of the king realm. All below the king realm are ants. Interesting. I didn't expect to have an unexpected pleasant surprise. To meet you here. The 2 king beasts approached step by step, their massive beast bodies exuding intense oppressive force in the mist. Your Highness Emperor's son. I can stall one first. Lingqing Cha gritted her teeth. She felt that although Ji Xiaoyao was powerful, but facing 2 king beasts, and unable to use high-tier magic treasures. It would be hard to win. You don't need to attack. Watch me slay them. Ji Xiaoyao chuckled lightly. The two king beasts weren't even enough for him to kill alone. Good boy. Arrogant. Die for me. The two king beasts attacked simultaneously. Surging king realm mana blooming with a terrifying oppressive force. Lingqing Cha was shaken to the point of subconsciously stepping back 2 paces. Good timing. Ji Xiaoyao was completely unaffected. His black gold mystic robes flapping loudly in the strong wind. He reached out a palm. Golden vital blood soared into the sky, transforming into a massive energy hand. A heavenly horned ant phantom flashed past behind him. The next moment, the attacks of the two king beasts were all suppressed. The surging power even forced them both back several steps simultaneously. So strong. Overwhelming waves surged in Lingqing Cha's heart. During this period, she cultivated diligently, and obtained many fortuitous encounters. Her strength greatly increasing. She originally thought the gap between her and His Highness the Emperor's son would narrow. But looking at it now, she felt like a joke instead. Just a wisp of invisible aura exuded by His Highness, the Emperor's son made her unable to stop fearing. You don't need to feel inferior. He simultaneously bears double pupils. And Emperor blood. And also has a primordial supreme bone inside his body. It's normal that you can't compare to him. Geniuses like him. Let alone the current era. Looking across the entire river of time, there are few who can rival him. The clear and cold female voice comforted her in her heart. I don't seek to surpass His Highness the Emperor's son. I just hope the gap isn't widened too much. Lingqing Cha whispered. On the other side. After easily forcing back the two king beasts with one palm, Ji Xiaoyao fiercely stepped forward. Too weak. Disappointing. Brat. You're courting death. The two king beasts were infuriated. As king realm powerhouses, when had they ever been looked down upon like this? They immediately roared and charged up again. Scorching flames burned. As if capable of incinerating the void. The origin divine ability of the blazing flame male lion. His strongest killing move. An endless sea of fire swept over. Wanting to burn all things in the world to ashes. The other king beast also unleashed its origin divine ability. Sharp sword chi soared into the sky, transforming into a peerless divine sword. His true form was an innate gold spirit stone. That divine sword was forged using a portion of his true form. Incomparably sharp. Having slain countless living beings. The two king beasts simultaneously used their ultimate trump card divine abilities. The terrifying power shook the surrounding void, shattering it inch by inch like glass. Good timing. Now this is a bit interesting. Ji Xiaoyao chuckled lightly. No fear in his eyes. He fiercely stepped forward. Dense purple chi blooming on his chest. He grasped towards the void. Fragments of time splashed. A long sword condensed from the power of time appeared out of thin air in his hand. Sever. Ji Xiaoyao was like a peerless sword immortal. Slashing out with one sword. The terrifying sword chi crossed back and forth carrying endless power of time. Instantly cleaving the endless sea of fire. Slicing the blazing flame male lion in half at the waist on the spot. I am of the king realm. Mere sword chi cannot kill me. The blazing flame male lion roared. Secret power blooming inside its body to repair itself. After reaching the king realm, one can mobilize world spiritual energy to control a portion of the power of laws. As long as the primordial spirit and true soul are not extinguished, they can instantly repair themselves. But the next moment, a dense power of time bloomed inside his body. The body the blazing flame male lion had just repaired began to age and decay at a speed visible to the naked eye. The flow of time seemed to be magnified thousands of times. In the end, his whole person seemed to have instantly aged thousands of years. His primordial spirit and true soul also became incomparably dim. What kind of divine ability is this? So bizarre. The blazing flame male lion was greatly alarmed. That sword strike just now not only sliced him in half. It also invisibly slashed away over 1,000 years of his lifespan. The lifespan of a king realm powerhouse is at most 2,000 years. To slash away more than half with one sword is too terrifying. Ji Xiaoyao circulated the Kunping technique and instantly charged right in front of the blazing flame male lion. Throwing a punch. Jinshi. Save me. The blazing flame male lion was greatly alarmed. And hastily called for help. Insolent brat. You dare. Jinshi growled low. Holding the golden sword, he slashed towards Ji Xiaoyao's head. Wanting to besiege Wei to rescue Zhao. But Ji Xiaoyao didn't even turn his head. And directly threw out a palm. dense vital blood and death energy, permeating the palm simultaneously. Creation and destruction at the palm's edge. Under the corrosion of the dense death energy. The golden sword in Jin Shi's hand decayed at a speed visible to the naked eye. That death energy seemed capable of corroding all things in heaven and earth. Damn it. Jin Shi was given a massive fright. And hastily pulled back and retreated. This golden sword was forged from a portion of his true form. Sacrificed and refined with his heart for many years. Linked to his life. It was the artifact of his Tao attainment. Once damaged, he would also be affected. In severe cases, his cultivation might even decline. Die for me. Forcing Jin Shi back with one palm. Ji Xiaoyao turned around without hesitation, and smashed a punch into the blazing flame male lion. After being stripped of over 1,000 years of lifespan. The blazing flame male lion had long entered its twilight years. The flesh and blood all over its body decaying. Its primordial spirit and true soul dim. Its mana dried up. Its strength not retaining even 1/10. Facing this punch, he was completely powerless to resist. His body was blasted into pieces. Ji Xiaoyao reached out his large hand. And grabbed his primordial spirit and true soul tightly in his hand. No. Don't kill me. There was no more arrogance on the blazing flame male lion's face. His eyes full of terror. D. Ji Xiaoyao circulated the Chaos World-Grinding Heart Sutra. Evolving the Chaos World-Grinding Millstone. Directly obliterating his primordial spirit and true soul cleanly. Following that, a dense primordial spirit power appeared out of thin air in his primordial spirit's sea of consciousness. Nourishing his primordial spirit. This was also the effect of the Chaos World-Grinding Heart Sutra. Capable of obliterating others' primordial spirits, extracting their essence, and feeding it back to oneself. The blazing flame male lion. Just died like this. Lingqing Cha was stunned. Having been pursued by these two king beasts for a long time. She knew how powerful the blazing flame male lion was. It had almost made her despair. She didn't expect it couldn't even last 5 moves in the hands of His Highness the Emperor Sun. Your Highness Emperor Sun. Is too strong. Lingqing Cha sighed from the bottom of her heart. Seeing his companion die. Fear also involuntarily flashed in Jin Shi's eyes. He turned his head and ran without hesitation. The youth before him was too terrifying. Looking young in age. But his combat power was frighteningly strong. Simply like the cub of a god or demon. Want to run? Ji Xiaoyao sneered. Circulating the Kunping technique to the extreme to rapidly pursue. There was a no-fly law in the mist. But with the blessing of the Kunping technique, his speed was frighteningly fast. Killing his way behind Jin Shi in an instant. Brat. Leave a way out when you can. If you piss me off, you won't meet a good end either. Jin Shi threatened. Fierce in appearance but faint in heart. Ji Xiaoyao didn't waste words. Directly blasting out a palm. Creation and destruction at the palm's edge. The dense death energy instantly devouring towards Jin Shi. This move naturally countered beings like Jin Shi, who gained sentience from minerals. Jin Shi growled low. Slashing out with the golden sword in his hand, wanting to shatter the death energy. But the moment it touched the death energy, the golden sword was enveloped by endless death energy and madly corroded. Damn it. Jin Shi hastily retracted the golden sword. Ji Xiaoyao seized the opportunity to quickly close in for close-quarters hand-to-hand combat. Without the blessing of the golden sword, Jin Shi's combat power was greatly discounted. And he was madly suppressed by Ji Xiaoyao. Even the physical strength he was proud of could only be crushed. The result was without a doubt. Jin Shi was blasted to death by Ji Xiaoyao's punch. His broken corpse covered densely in cracks. A creature that gained sentience from a gold spirit stone. This corpse is actually an excellent material for refining magic treasures. Ji Xiaoyao securely stored Jin Shi's corpse. Lingqing Cha hurried over and happened to see this scene. As expected of His Highness, the Emperor's son. Too strong. Saying he'd killed 2 king beasts, and he just killed them. Without borrowing any external power throughout the whole process. His Highness the Emperor's son is only 10 years old. Give him a few more years. There will probably be no one among the geniuses of the current era who can rival him. Lingqing Cha sighed inwardly. When her supreme bone was just repaired, she still had lofty ambitions. Believing she wouldn't be weaker than anyone. But looking at it now, she would probably never catch up to His Highness, the Emperor's son's footsteps, even if she exhausted her whole life. At this time, Ji Xiaoyao stepped over to her side. Feeling his approaching aura. Lingqing Cha subconsciously blushed. Where is that void grass field you discovered? Take me there. Ji Xiaoyao ignored her abnormality. and got straight to the point. Ah? What do you mean, ah? Otherwise, why did you think I saved you? Ji Xiaoyao glanced at her lightly. Good heavens. This girl doesn't think I'm interested in her, does she? In the hazy mist, Ji Xiaoyao looked at Lingqing Cha with an indifferent expression. His reason for saving her was very simple. The void grass field. Divine medicine level void grass cannot be missed. Your Highness Emperor's son. I can take you to the void grass field. Lingqing Cha pondered for a moment. It's just that the field is very dangerous. With a massive number of very powerful mist beasts entrenched there. One will sink into oblivion if not careful. She recalled her previous experience. Mist beasts were everywhere. Not lacking existences comparable to king beasts. One mistake, and you would be confused and permanently sink into oblivion. If it wasn't for the existence of the master inside her body taking action, she would have long been buried in that field as fertilizer. You don't need to worry about that. Just take me there. Ji Xiaoyao said lightly. Mist beasts are just toys in front of double pupils. Qingcha has one more request. Lingqing Cha continued. If your highness the emperor's son successfully enters the field, could you give me one stalk of Saint Medicine level void grass? You want it for that soul inside your body, right? Ji Xiaoyao looked at her with a half-smile. Ah. Lingqing Cha was stunned. The existence of her master was her greatest secret. She had never told anyone. How did his highness the emperor's son know? He bears double pupils. Able to see through all origins in the world. It's not surprising he noticed me. The clear and cold female voice rang in her mind. The next moment, a wisp of a soul shadow floated out from Lingqing Cha's body, and appeared openly and gracefully in front of Ji Xiaoyao. The soul shadow looked like a young girl in her early 20s. A faint blue gauze dress transforming on the surface of her body. Her 3,000 strands of black hair draped over her shoulders. Looking gentle and refined. There was a teardrop mole on her nose, adding a touch of charm. This was the Golden Finger Grandpa, inside Lingqing Cha. No. It should be called Grandma. Ji Xiaoyao sized her up with interest. The aura the other party exuded was very strong. Equivalent to around the Saint King realm. Just her soul aura alone reached the Saint King realm. Her cultivation while alive was probably at least a quasi-emperor or above. Ji Xiaoyao deduced. Seeing Ji Xiaoyao staring straight at her. The young girl's soul shadow didn't think he was interested in her. Although she hadn't interacted with him much. She had some understanding of him through Lingqing Cha's perception. Beneath a delicate and handsome exterior, hid a heart decisive in killing. This kind of person was the most terrifying. He might be speaking gently one moment, and striking like thunder the next. She bowed respectfully in salute. This concubine Zhou Yang greets your highness emperor's son. Master. Seeing her master act so respectfully towards Ji Xiaoyao, Lingqing Cha felt shocked inwardly. One must know that in the ancient era, her master was also a supreme powerhouse of a region, with peak quasi-emperor cultivation, hailed as one of the strongest geniuses of that time. Although she ultimately fell in the struggle for supremacy on the emperor's path, she used heaven-defying means to keep her true soul unextinguished, and awakened in the current era. Zhou Yang smiled bitterly inside. In the ancient era, her background was astonishing. Looking down on the world as a peak quasi-emperor. But that depended on who she was compared to. To ordinary people, a peak quasi-emperor was indeed powerful. But in front of the Ji imperial family, let alone a quasi-emperor, even supreme powerhouses had to speak and act cautiously. Looking throughout history, the lords of life forbidden zones who died by the hands of the Ji family are not a minority. Even in the eras when great emperors were alive, the Ji family remained dominant. Rise! Ji Xiaoyao nodded lightly. Only then did Zhou Yang stand up. Speak. Where is that void grass field? Ji Xiaoyao was unwilling to waste time. In the ancient era, the profound heaven's secret realm once opened. I entered it and found the location of the void grass field. It's just that this time, that field seems to have undergone a mutation, with formations densely covering the surroundings. And the number of mist beasts has also increased greatly. Without special means to enter, I'm afraid. Zhou Yang said worriedly. Before she could finish, Ji Xiaoyao interrupted her. Just take me there. When I pick high-quality void grass, I will naturally give you a stalk. Under the gaze of the double pupils. Ji Xiaoyao clearly saw that Zhou Yang's primordial spirit origin had already become extremely dim. If not replenished in time, she would perish before long. This was also the reason why Lingqing Cha asked for a Saint Medicine void grass. The boundless wasteland. Shrouded in mist. The mist churning. Under Lingqing Cha's guidance, Ji Xiaoyao rapidly advanced towards the void grass field. Zhou Yang returned inside Lingqing Cha's body. Her primordial spirit was dim. Being exposed outside for a long time would accelerate the loss of her origin. Your Highness Emperor's son. We're here. The field is just in the valley ahead. Lingqing Cha stopped her steps. Pointing at the mist ahead. Ji Xiaoyao opened his double pupils. His line of sight piercing through the mist. Seeing a valley faintly discernible in the hazy mist. However, the valley was shrouded by a mysterious formation. Even the double pupils couldn't see it too clearly. Let's go. Ji Xiaoyao gave the instruction. And took the lead to stride towards the valley. In a moment, the two arrived at the valley entrance. A massive amount of void grass was astonishingly growing in the valley. The one located at the center was exceptionally dazzling. Fully as tall as a person. Dazzling golden all over. Densely covered with formation runes on the grass leaves. It was exactly the divine medicine level void grass. Next to it grew 3 stalks of void grass with a silvery white appearance. They were of the saint medicine level. What shocked Ji Xiaoyao even more was, under the vision of the double pupils, he faintly saw a palm-sized infant phantom above that divine medicine level void grass. The infant sat cross-legged, emanating a bizarre aura all around its body, as if wanting to condense from illusion into reality. This divine medicine level void grass actually wants to turn from a spirit medicine into a true living being. Just like the black tortoise elixir of immortality. Ji Xiaoyao gasped. Although a divine medicine gaining a spirit is not as perilous as an elixir of immortality, it is also extremely difficult. But once the transformation is successful, it would be extremely heaven-defying. In the taboo era, there was a supreme figure who transformed from a divine medicine. Though he didn't become an emperor, he was extremely dominant. Once suppressing an era invincibly. Not weaker than a true great emperor. Looking at the anomaly of that divine medicine level void grass in the field ahead, Ji Xiaoyao narrowed his eyes slightly. Wait for me here. Don't wander around. Giving the instruction to Lingqing Cha, he walked straight towards the field. Formation runes densely covered the surroundings of the field, intertwining with each other to form an exceptionally extraordinary formation. Just as he stepped inside, a resplendent divine light shot towards him. This divine light was exceptionally terrifying, emitting a dense aura of destruction. Let alone the dragon transformation realm. Even a king realm powerhouse might be blasted to death if not careful. Ji Xiaoyao decisively opened the indestructible true domain. Dense vital blood and runes intertwined into a blood-colored domain enveloping the surroundings, isolating all the divine light of destruction outside. The aura of this formation gives me a very familiar feeling. Ji Xiaoyao frowned. He actually felt a trace of aura identical to the black tortoise in the formation. But he couldn't be bothered to think too much. Spreading the indestructible true domain, and slowly walking towards the depths of the field. He hadn't walked far, when a crisp voice suddenly came from behind him. Your Highness Emperor's son. Why are you here? Turning his head to look. Lingqing Cha had appeared behind him at some unknown time. Looking bewildered. Playing tricks. Wanting to deceive me too. Ji Xiaoyao snorted coldly. And decisively threw a punch. Boom. The golden fist seal cut through the void, instantly blasting the Lingqing Cha before his eyes to death. The true form revealed was astonishingly a mist beast. Compared to other places, the strength of the mist beasts in this field was clearly a large notch higher. Ji Xiaoyao frowned. This mist beast that transformed into Lingqing Cha just now directly deceived his primordial spirit perception. If he didn't have double pupils, even he wouldn't have been able to tell the difference right away. Interesting. A smile appeared at the corner of Ji Xiaoyao's mouth. Circulating the Chaos World Grinding Heart Sutra, to evolve the Chaos World Grinding Millstone. Obliterating the dissipating primordial spirit and true soul of the mist beast. In an instant, a refreshing sensation came from his mind. His primordial spirit power improved by a tiny bit. The increased strength of the mist beasts is not a bad thing for me, but rather a fortuitous encounter. Ji Xiaoyao accelerated his forward speed. Divine light of destruction occasionally shot out around the field. Mist beasts also constantly appeared in various ways attempting to confuse him. But Ji Xiaoyao was completely unaffected. The blood-colored domain isolated all divine light of destruction. Double pupils saw through all illusions and looked straight at the origin. To others, this field was extremely dangerous. Even king realm powerhouses might fall upon stepping inside. But for Ji Xiaoyao, Strolling idly in the field was like being in his own back garden. Xiaoyao. Come over to the patriarch quickly. Grandpa has prepared supreme immortal gold for you. It can help you forge supreme Dao weapons. The figure of Ji Miesheng transformed by a mist beast appeared, looking kind and amicable, holding a palm-sized Dao tribulation gold in his hand, emitting a heart-moving precious light. Incomparably tempting. Hee. Die for me. Ji Xiaoyao sneered, evolving the chaos world-grinding millstone to strangle forward. Xiaoyao. What are you doing? Do you want to murder your patriarch? Ji Miesheng voiced angrily, emanating an aura around his body that made hearts palpitate. Shaking the void. Still pretending in front of me. Ji Xiaoyao sneered. The chaos world-grinding millstone in his hand pressed over dominantly. Pfft. Ji Miesheng's figure was obliterated clean on the spot. Wisps of pure primordial spirit power appeared out of thin air in his mind, nourishing his primordial spirit. A mere ant, daring to transform into my Ji family's patriarch. Ji Xiaoyao snorted in disdain, lifting his leg preparing to leave. But suddenly his footsteps paused. Wait. This Dao tribulation gold. He saw that although the mist beast that transformed into Ji Miesheng was obliterated and dissipated, the Dao tribulation gold in its hand emitted a bizarre golden light, and began to shrink madly, from the size of a palm to only about half the size of a grain of rice. Although its volume shrank, it didn't dissipate, but fell to the ground, retracting its golden light. Could this really be Dao tribulation gold? Ji Xiaoyao felt a burst of shock. He hastily stepped forward and picked it up, violently exerting force with his hand, but unable to leave the slightest mark on it. It really is Dao tribulation gold. Ji Xiaoyao was stunned. With his current physical body strength, let alone ordinary ores and iron, even divine iron could be crushed instantly. But this rice grain was surprisingly completely unaffected. I really struck it rich this time. Excitement surged in Ji Xiaoyao's heart. Dao tribulation gold, one of the legendary supreme immortal golds, can be used to forge extreme Dao imperial weapons. When forging Dao weapons or magic treasures, even if only immortal gold the size of a dust speck is mixed in, it can raise the quality of the magic treasure by a large margin. And although this piece in his hand is only the size of a grain of rice, if placed in the outside world, it would be enough to make all living beings go crazy. I didn't expect to have an unexpected harvest. Ji Xiaoyao took a deep breath, and decisively stored the Dao tribulation gold, rice grain, into his body. At the same time, outside the field, Lingqing Cha guarded her spot obediently, watching Ji Xiaoyao continuously advancing in the field, his back gradually blurring. As expected of His Highness, the Emperor's son. Too strong. Lingqing Cha sighed. She had also previously attempted to enter the field to pick void grass, but retreated after just taking 2 steps due to the divine light of destruction shot by the formation. The massive number of mist beasts that appeared later even plunged her into a desperate situation at one point. If her master hadn't taken action in time, she would have long fallen to become fertilizer. In comparison, His Highness the Emperor's son is simply too fierce. Master, do you think His Highness the Emperor's son has a chance to pick that divine medicine-level void grass? Lingqing Cha asked inwardly. Zhou Yang's clear and cold voice rang out. Very difficult. In my era, there were many top-tier geniuses who set foot in this field attempting to pick that divine medicine-level void grass, but without exception, all fell. Among them were even some extremely heaven-defying people. That divine medicine-level void grass is too extraordinary. In the ancient era, some speculated that it might have already begun to birth intelligence, using itself to set up a trap to attract geniuses, to make them fall and become fertilizer. Inside the field, Ji Xiaoyao advanced all the way, quickly arriving at the periphery of the field. Here, spirit medicine-level void grass had already begun to appear, fully hundreds of stalks, shining upon each other and emitting a special pill fragrance. But Ji Xiaoyao didn't blindly step forward to pick them, because the surroundings of these void grasses were densely covered with white bone skeletons. The void grass grew among the white bone skeletons, looking exceptionally bizarre. In the mist-shrouded valley, patches of void grass grew amidst the white bone skeletons. When the wind blew, the swaying of the void grass caused the skeletons to make rustling sounds, looking bizarre and creepy. Ji Xiaoyao didn't blindly step forward. Although his primordial spirit perception was severely suppressed, his bodily instincts told him that this place was very dangerous. Suddenly, He was attracted by a long sword that was almost completely decayed. Stepped forward to pick it up. The sword body was full of rust and marks of time. But a faint, weak energy emanated from within. 2 ancient characters were engraved on the sword hilt. 10 ultimates. This is the 10 ultimates Dao sword. Xiaoyao felt a burst of astonishment. In the ancient era, the 10 ultimates Dao sword was illustrious. It was the origin Dao weapon of the 10 ultimates Dao sovereign. The 10 ultimates Dao sovereign was born with the 10 ultimates Dao physique. Ranked in the top 20 among the 3,000 great Dao physiques. His combat power shocked the past and present. Capable of contending with great emperors of the same age. The 10 ultimates Dao sword. Did the 10 ultimates Dao sovereign fall here? Sure enough. Not far away sat a milky white skeleton cross-legged. A weak power of the 10 ultimates emanating from the skeleton. A broken stone stele lay fallen in front of the skeleton. Covered with ancient writing. The general meaning was that the 10 ultimates Dao sovereign came to this place in pursuit of the divine medicine level void grass. Encountered a great terror, and ultimately fell. As if sensing the aura of its master. The decayed 10 ultimates Dao sword in Xiaoyao's hand let out a sorrowful sword cry. And then completely snapped. Falling beside the dry bones. To sleep eternally alongside its master. Following that, Xiaoyao discovered many more dry bones. Young Master Heavenly Void. Little Martial God. Heavenly Demon, Holy Sun. All were top-tier outstanding figures of their respective eras. All fell here. It seems this field is more astonishing than I thought. Xiaoyao became vigilant inwardly. Right at this moment, a massive sense of crisis suddenly emerged. Get lost. Xiaoyao shouted lowly. The vital blood in his body, circulating to the extreme. The indestructible true domain bursting with intense bloodlight. Roar. A pitch-black monster appeared out of thin air in the void grass ahead. The monster's entire body was covered in black scales. And grown with sharp spikes. Its face was even more bizarre. Made up of countless human faces pieced together. As soon as it appeared, it pounced towards Xiaoyao. But the moment it got close, it was burned by the vital blood of the indestructible true domain. Wailing as it retreated back into the void grass. What the hell is this thing? Xiaoyao frowned. His hands not stopping. Throwing a punch. The golden fist seal cut through the void. A heavenly horned ant phantom flashing past. Boom. The terrifying power shook the void. The monster was blasted to death on the spot. But Xiaoyao didn't relax his vigilance. Although this monster was strong, it wasn't enough to make so many historical geniuses fall. There must be a more terrifying existence in this area. Sure enough. An old man's phantom evolved out from within the void grass. The old man had 3 heads and 5 legs. His entire body covered with densely packed green eyes. His face densely covered with dark red fluff. Bizarre. Ominous. Fear. Various negative auras hovered around him. As soon as he appeared, he coldly locked onto Xiaoyao. Speaking words that couldn't be understood. But the meaning conveyed by the mental fluctuations was roughly. Astonishing physical body. Dense vital blood. And also containing emperor blood. Couldn't be more suitable as a sacrifice for the young master's revival. Using me as a sacrifice to revive someone else. Xiaoyao's eyes were icy cold. This old man's aura is terrifying. Having reached the peak of the king realm. But it wasn't enough to make him afraid. Boom. The old man attacked. Rushing over violently. His whole body blooming with dense bloodlight. Bizarre and ominous power hovering within the bloodlight. This power was exceptionally terrifying. Once tainted, one could become infected. Get lost. Xiaoyao was completely unafraid. Vital blood permeated his body. Throwing a punch. His vital blood was supremely firm and intensely yang. Naturally countering all things bizarre. Just upon contact. The old man retreated with a miserable shriek. The look in his eyes as he looked at Xiaoyao was full of dread. A body cultivator. This is impossible. The path of body cultivators should have been destroyed by Master long ago. How could there still be body cultivators in the world? The old man's mental fluctuations came over. Xiaoyao narrowed his eyes slightly. Body cultivators were extremely glorious before the ancient era, but were suddenly severed later on. Could it really be related to this old man's master? One person destroying a path of cultivation. He pondered inwardly. But his hands didn't stop. In the blink of an eye, he killed his way in front of the old man again. Under the circumstance of being naturally countered. The old man had no power to resist at all. And was blasted to death on the spot. But right at this moment, The void grass glowed. The bizarre and ominous power permeated once again. Another figure condensed out. The appearance of these bizarre figures seemed to be entirely related to the void grass. Ji Xiaoyao's eyes were piercingly cold, engaging in a fierce grand battle with the newly appeared bizarre figure. The opponent was very powerful, wielding a spear that shattered the void, but ultimately couldn't escape being killed. This time, after the kill, Ji Xiaoyao didn't pause. He violently stepped forward and pulled up all the void grass. Sure enough, no more bizarre figures emerged, but a dense black mist suddenly permeated the world, followed by an explosive shout. "Ant, such audacity! To actually vainly attempt to sever this young master's path of return." An indifferent voice full of killing intent suddenly rang out. Just as Ji Xiaoyao was about to uproot all the void grass, a figure condensed out amidst the patches of void grass. This time it was no longer a bizarre monster, but a young man wearing a long black robe. The young man had a tall and slender figure, wearing a black gold crown on his head. Just standing there, he gave off a terrifying oppressive feeling. What was bizarre was, his face was shrouded by a hazy black light, revealing only a pair of eyes pitch black as ink. "Calling me an ant?" Ji Xiaoyao's eyebrows shot up, his eyes full of frost. Where did this crooked melon and split date come from, daring to bark in front of me? As his voice fell, he decisively threw a punch. Ocean-like vital blood soared into the sky. A golden heavenly horned ant phantom flashed past. The terrifying fist seal cut through the void, heading straight for the black-figured young man's face. Daring to draw weapons against this young master, courting death. The black-figured young man snorted coldly, bizarre power permeating all over his body. Raising his hand to take the punch head-on, endless black light bloomed between his fist seal, carrying a thick ominous power. But vital blood is supremely firm and intensely young. At the instant of collision, the black-figured young man was suppressed, his body swaying as he retreated 2 steps. "It seems the arrogance of your tone is not proportional to your strength." Ji Xiaoyao was wantonly unbridled, like a heavenly emperor descending to the mortal realm. Throwing another punch. Resplendent divine light mixed with dense power of time. This was another form of the time-heaven-severing sword art. If my true body wasn't in another realm, I could suppress and kill you in an instant. Although the black-figured young man was at a disadvantage, he wasn't panicked at all. 5-colored divine light bloomed behind him, actually isolating all of Ji Xiaoyao's fist seals. He seized the opportunity. A Dao tower flew out from above his head, violently suppressing down. The Dao tower swelled against the wind, turning into 100 meters in size. Secret power flowing beneath the tower body. Pagoda tower. Ji Xiaoyao's eyes focused. In the taboo era, this was a great killing weapon that had suppressed and killed figures of the great emperor level. However, this pagoda tower before his eyes should be an imitation. But it was also extremely astonishing. Even if a king realm powerhouse came, they would probably only be suppressed. But Ji Xiaoyao was unmoved, swinging his golden fist seal to deduce his own laws and Dao. "No matter what methods you unleash, I will break them with a single punch." At this moment, he seemed to blend with the great Dao. As the fist seal swung, endless laws were deduced, forcefully clashing with the pagoda tower, finally striking out with a palm, directly slapping the pagoda tower away on the spot. The black-figured young man's eyes narrowed, full of disbelief. His background was astonishing. The pagoda tower was personally crafted by a supreme powerhouse, and had suppressed countless geniuses. Yet now it was blasted away by a single palm from a youth who looked like he wasn't even of age. "It seems that during the years of my slumber, an extraordinary young true dragon has appeared in the 3,000 Dao states." The black-figured young man's eyes were piercingly cold. But right at this moment, Ji Xiaoyao violently killed his way in front of him, without sorrow or joy, his every gesture exuding unrivaled power. After exchanging barely 10 moves, the black-figured young man was slapped flying by a palm, his body covered in densely packed cracks. "You've lost." Ji Xiaoyao's voice carried contempt. "Lost? This is just an avatar I manifested through the void grass. If my true body were here, I could suppress you with a raise of my hand." The black-figured young man's tone was plain, without hysteria. "Heh. You can have your true body come over. I'll wait for you." Ji Xiaoyao chuckled lightly, confidently invincible. "Arrogant," the black-figured young man reprimanded. "When the emperor's path of the 3,000 states opens in the future, we will meet again. When that time comes, I will chop off your head as a collectible." After saying that, Without waiting for Ji Xiaoyao to attack, he dissipated automatically. The battle came fast and ended fast. A sharp light flashed in Ji Xiaoyao's eyes, roughly understanding the principle behind the appearance of these bizarre monsters. Besides enhancing primordial spirit power, void grass also has the ability to turn illusion into reality. Those bizarre monsters were using this characteristic of the void grass, wanting to project themselves over from another realm. Those dry bones of geniuses on the ground should have been killed by the projections and used as sacrifices to make the void grass grow rapidly, until it was enough to project their true bodies across realms. Unfortunately, it was destroyed halfway by Ji Xiaoyao. I'm certain the formation in this field is absolutely related to the black tortoise. It's precisely to target those bizarre monsters, Ji Xiaoyao murmured, stepping forward and uprooting all the void grass in patches. After doing that, he looked at the divine medicine-level void grass at the core of the secret realm. It was protected by an extremely powerful formation. When circulating, it isolated all the bizarre and ominous power around it. But that formation couldn't stop Ji Xiaoyao. He opened his indestructible true domain. Shrouded by the blood-colored domain, he walked step by step towards the divine medicine-level void grass. As the formation circulated, the power of the 5 elements permeated, intertwining to evolve into yin and yang taiji, and then turning into chaos. This was a terrifying killing move. Chaos power could easily blast and kill powerhouses above the king realm. But Ji Xiaoyao was born with a chaos body, able to control the chaos power of heaven and earth. The chaos power evolved by that formation was not only harmless to him, it was a great tonic instead. He opened his mouth and inhaled, swallowing all the chaos power clean like a whale drinking, and then arrived unhindered in front of the divine medicine-level void grass. Human, you can take away my main body, and these saint medicine-level void grasses. But please leave behind a sliver of my primordial spirit and true soul. A tender and green voice suddenly rang by Ji Xiaoyao's ear. The green and tender voice suddenly rang out. Ji Xiaoyao looked at the divine medicine-level void grass before him, and felt a burst of astonishment. It really birthed intelligence. It is extremely difficult for a divine medicine to gain a spirit. Just now, his double pupils saw that the void grass had already manifested a part of its primordial spirit and true soul. He didn't expect it to already be able to communicate. Right at this moment, a streak of light burst from the divine medicine-level void grass. A palm-sized infant figure slowly condensed. The infant had a tender face, clear eyes, wearing a Taoist robe, looking neither fish nor fowl. As soon as it appeared, it bowed to Ji Xiaoyao in salute. I sense the aura of Lord Black Tortoise on you. Please, on account of Lord Black Tortoise, leave behind my primordial spirit and true soul. You can take everything else away, including my main body. The infant pointed at the void grass behind it. Ji Xiaoyao was silent for a moment. What is your relationship with the Black Tortoise? That I could successfully gain a spirit and birth a primordial spirit and true soul relied entirely on Lord Black Tortoise's guidance. The formation outside resisting the bizarre and ominous power was also set up for me by Lord Black Tortoise. The infant cupped its hands and spoke truthfully. It seems my guess was right. Ji Xiaoyao sighed. After sensing the Black Tortoise's aura in the field's formation, he had guessed the Black Tortoise's thoughts, using this divine medicine-level void grass as a test subject for gaining a spirit. Mutual benefit. However, the Black Tortoise was indeed stunning. The path he deduced actually allowed this divine medicine to successfully gain a spirit. Ji Xiaoyao murmured inwardly. Having an elder at home is like having a treasure. Special living beings like the Black Tortoise who have lived through endless ages. Not a single one is simple. Looking at the infant, Ji Xiaoyao pondered for a moment. Are you willing to become my follower? This was well thought out by him. For Su Ruyue's primordial spirit injury, a saint medicine-level void grass was completely enough, and a divine medicine-level void grass successfully gaining a spirit is too rare. It will definitely be extremely heaven-defying in the future. That divine medicine Dao sovereign in the taboo era, who could rival a great emperor, is an example. If it can be subdued, it might become a right-hand man in the future. I need to consider it. The infant said softly. A long time ago when it had just birthed a primordial spirit and true soul, the Black Tortoise had warned it that it must hide well, and not expose itself to any living beings. Especially humans. None of the humans are good. But now the situation was stronger than the person. Did it still have room to refuse? Just as the divine medicine-level void grass hesitated, A smile appeared at the corner of Ji Xiaoyao's mouth. He took out a handful of 9-colored soil from his embrace. This is 9-colored soil. The infant's eyes instantly went straight. For spirit medicines, 9-colored soil is a uniquely blessed sacred object, capable of making oneself evolve rapidly. That divine medicine living being in the taboo era, who could rival a great emperor, relied exactly on the 9-colored soil to rapidly evolve into a top-tier supreme powerhouse. Gulp gulp. The infant swallowed its saliva heavily, its eyes full of longing. Although it had gained a spirit, the 9-colored soil was still of great use. It thought for a moment. I can agree to follow you. But my main body. If it possessed its main body, plus the heaven-defying effect of the 9-colored soil, it had confidence it could rapidly evolve in a short time. If you follow me, I naturally won't touch your main body. Then it's a deal. The infant agreed without hesitation. Then it violently opened its mouth and spat out a part of its true soul. This part was equivalent to its lifeline. Once Ji Xiaoyao controlled it, it would have no possibility of betrayal. Once it betrayed, lightly it would be heavily injured and near death. Heavily, its primordial spirit would tear apart, and it would die on the spot. You trust me this much? Ji Xiaoyao's eyes were weird. It was too honest. You have Lord Black Tortoise's aura on you. I believe you are not a bad person. The infant had pure thoughts. Not long after birthing a primordial spirit and true soul, rarely interacting with the outside world. Good. Since you follow me, your name will be Xiao Jin from now on. Ji Xiaoyao said. Many thanks, master. As Xiao Jin spoke, it spat out a black iron ring from its mouth again. The ring was archaic and ancient. A dense power of space permeated inside. Master, this is the primordial space ring, having a space of its own inside. From now on, I will take root in it. You can carry it with you. Xiao Jin handed the ring to Ji Xiaoyao. At the same time, looking eagerly at the 9-colored soil in his hand. Ji Xiaoyao understood immediately. Taking the primordial space ring. Sure enough, there was a small secret realm of its own inside. Exactly usable to create an exclusive medicine field with this primordial space ring. What he lacked the least in his hands was 9-colored soil. He immediately took out all the 9-colored soil, and spread it in the primordial space ring. Xiao Jin's tender face showed joy. It hastily returned to its main body. Its roots standing up from the ground like human legs. Actively entering the primordial space ring. So comfortable. Feels so good. Just after taking root in the 9-colored soil, Xiao Jin let out a comfortable sound. A smile appeared at the corner of Ji Xiaoyao's mouth. He walked quickly in front of the few Saint Medicine void grasses, uprooted them, and planted them all into the primordial space ring, along with the ordinary void grass from before. Void grass is incomparably mysterious, being used by that black-figured young man as a path of return. If I get lost outside in the future, maybe I can also use them to return. Ji Xiaoyao whispered. He could feel that a golden age of prosperity had descended. The path to immortality was about to open. There would definitely be storms of blood and rain in the future. Even taboo powerhouses who disappeared for endless ages might jump out. These void grasses might be of great use in the future. He even suspected that all the void grass disappeared after the ancient era. Very likely because they were secretly collected by certain powerhouses and used as a path of return. After putting all the void grass into the primordial space ring, Ji Xiaoyao got up and prepared to leave. There was 9-colored soil in the primordial space ring. He believed it wouldn't be long before those ordinary spirit medicine level void grasses would also transform. In the hazy mist, Lingqing Cha sat cross-legged in place waiting quietly. She was calm on the surface, but her inner thoughts were myriad. Master, can His Highness the Emperor's son successfully pick that divine medicine level void grass? Lingqing Cha asked inwardly. Zhou Yang's figure condensed out from the ring on her hand, looking at the mist-shrouded field ahead. Silent for a moment. Very difficult. This field is too mysterious. In the ancient era, geniuses as powerful as the 10 ultimates Dao sovereign all fell inside. Then won't His Highness the Emperor's son be in danger? Lingqing Cha's expression changed. Danger probably won't happen. With his status in the Ji family, he definitely has life-saving methods on him. But to pick that divine medicine-level void grass, I'm afraid he will fail. Just as the two were talking, the mist ahead suddenly churned. A youth's figure slowly walked out. The youth wore a black gold mystic robe. His face delicate and handsome. His tall and straight figure faintly discernible in the mist. It was exactly Ji Xiaoyao. Your Highness Emperor's son. You came out. Lingqing Cha hastily stepped forward. Her originally anxious face instantly settling down. Joy revealed in her eyebrows and eyes. MHM. Ji Xiaoyao nodded. Casually opening the primordial space ring. Tossing the agreed-upon stalk of Saint Medicine-level void grass to Lingqing Cha. This is. Lingqing Cha looked at the void grass in her hand. Her eyes excited. Saint Medicine-level void grass is invaluable in the outside world. Many thanks, Your Highness Emperor's son. She hastily bowed respectfully in salute. Now Master can be saved. Rise. Ji Xiaoyao's expression was indifferent. The agreement with you has been completed. After saying that, he directly turned around and walked away quickly towards the direction of the Profound Heaven Emperor Pavilion. Calculating the time. Empress Profound Heaven's inheritance is about to appear. Your Highness Emperor's son. Looking at Ji Xiaoyao's departing back. Lingqing Cha felt a sense of loss. Little girl. You haven't fallen in love with him, have you? Zhou Yang said softly. No. Master. What are you saying? Lingqing Cha rebuked playfully. But the blush on her face exposed her heart. Zhou Yang sighed inwardly. How could she not see her disciple's thoughts? But considering Ji Xiaoyao's background and talent, her disciple's thoughts were destined to come to nothing. The supreme bone is invincible. Looking across any era, it's a first-rate top-tier genius. Unfortunately, she encountered a more terrifying monster. Zhou Yang murmured in her heart. Double pupils. Primordial supreme bone. Imperial family bloodline. Such talent is too heaven-defying. Unprecedented in history. Master. The Profound Heaven Emperor Pavilion is about to open. The Empress's inheritance is about to appear. What should we do? Lingqing Cha asked. Find a quiet place first. Wait until I refine this Saint Medicine void grass to recover my primordial spirit. And then go compete for it. This way your chances of success will be a bit greater. As she spoke, Lingqing Cha's figure gradually disappeared into the mist. Hazy mist churning over the wilderness. At the center of the mist, a heaven-reaching high tower rose from the ground, emitting traces of clear light that isolated the surrounding mist outside. This high tower was exactly the core of the Profound Heaven secret realm. The Profound Heaven Emperor Pavilion, where Empress Profound Heaven's inheritance lay. As time passed, geniuses continuously passed through the mist and arrived outside the Profound Heaven Emperor Pavilion. So this is Empress Profound Heaven's inheritance ground. As expected of a great emperor's inheritance. Truly astonishing. A genius sighed in admiration. Looking from afar, one feels the Emperor Pavilion is just so. But standing in front of it at close distance, one involuntarily feels a sense of insignificance. Like an ant looking up at the blue sky. Calculating the time. The Profound Heaven Emperor Pavilion will open before long. I wonder into whose hands the Empress's inheritance will fall. A Taoist said in a low voice. As soon as his voice fell, the mist churned. 3 tall and straight figures slowly walked out. It was Mo Luan, Ouyang Dai, Teng Lai. They arrived hand in hand. Everyone's eyes were solemn. 3 top-tier geniuses joining forces is a force that cannot be ignored, capable of sweeping away everyone present. Humph! Cold snorts rang out. Terrifying oppressive force struck. That group of king beasts has arrived. The crowd was terrified inwardly. Looking up, several terrifying king beasts walked out from the mist. Their massive bodies exuding astonishing oppressive force. Golden Rock King, Barbarian Elephant King, Tree King. These few most powerful king beasts have allied. Everyone couldn't help but retreat. Even Mo Luan's trio couldn't help but change their expression slightly. There are many king beasts in the Profound Heaven secret realm, but a few are exceptionally extraordinary. The Golden Rock King has a trace of the golden heavenly divine rock bloodline flowing in his body. His strength is inconceivable, possessing the world's extreme speed. Although the Barbarian Elephant King evolved from an ordinary elephant, he obtained the immemorial dragon elephant inheritance in the secret realm. His strength can shake the heavens. The Tree King is the most extraordinary. His true form is the soul-devouring tree, almost extinct in the outside world. Incomparably bizarre, able to devour others' primordial spirits. At this moment, these powerful king beasts allied. Frighteningly strong enough to make hearts palpitate. Hee. The Profound Heaven Emperor Pavilion hasn't fully opened yet. Why not take the opportunity to slay all these outsiders? So they won't compete with us for the Empress's inheritance. The Golden Rock King was the most bloodthirsty, showing a fierce look as soon as he appeared. I agree. The barbarian elephant king's voice was like thunder. Taking a step forward. His terrifying power shaking the earth. The taste of the primordial spirits of these external geniuses is incomparably fresh. I've been craving them for a long time. The tree king was even more domineering. Directly transforming into his true form. Countless branches turning into ordered divine chains hovering around his body. The several king beasts behind them also showed fierce looks. Murderous intent soaring. This. Everyone was startled. A sense of crisis emerging in their hearts. If these few king beasts attacked, they could definitely slay everyone present powerfully. For a time, many people thought of retreating. Heh. Pretending to be the big bad wolf. If you dare to attack now, the laws of the profound Heaven Emperor Pavilion will directly blast you to death. Why don't you try attacking and see? Who wouldn't talk big? This is only in the secret realm. In the outside world. Existences like you wouldn't even count as ants. Mo Luan's trio was completely unafraid. And ridiculed instead. The surroundings of the profound Heaven Emperor Pavilion are protected by laws. Before it officially opens, whoever dares to draw weapons will be blasted to death by the power of laws. Mo Luan's trio confronted the three supreme king beasts tit for tat. No fear in their eyes. The other geniuses who realized this also calmed down. The surroundings of the profound Heaven Emperor Pavilion are protected by the array formation left by the Empress. Weapons must not be drawn recklessly. Are you three courting death? The Golden Rock King's eyes were piercingly cold. Killing intent wreaking havoc all over his body. Wait until the profound Heaven Emperor Pavilion officially opens. And the protective array formation here dissipates. I will trample you into meat paste. The barbarian elephant king hummed. Making people's eardrums tremble. The tree king didn't speak. Just stared sinisterly at Mo Luan's trio. After the Emperor Pavilion opens, everyone's realm will be suppressed. To at most the divine treasure realm. When that time comes, it's not certain who will kill who. Mo Luan laughed sinisterly. I actually want to take the opportunity to capture a supreme king beast as a mount. Back then the Ji family emperor's son was hailed as the little god of slaughter, after suppressing and killing 7 king beasts. Today I want to learn from him too. And suppress and kill all of you. Tung Lai chuckled lightly. The grand sun bobbing behind his back. Those who knew him all knew. This was a sign that his true fury was ignited. Humph. Too much nonsense. I will slay you when the time comes. Ouyang Dai's battle intent soared to the heavens. The two sides confronted each other. The entire profound Heaven Emperor Pavilion was permeated with an atmosphere of drawn swords and bent bows. Right at this moment, the mist churned again. A light chuckle rang in everyone's ears. Hee hee. It's quite lively here. The mist parted automatically. An elegant and beautiful youth slowly walked out. The youth wore a black gold mystic robe. His face delicate and handsome. His black hair draped casually. Looking like a spring breeze. It was exactly Ji Xiaoyao. The Ji family emperor's son is here. The legendary invincible double pupil wielder. Hiss. With this little god of slaughter here. There's a good show to watch next. Everyone gasped. They all knew. The youth before them looked like a spring breeze. But once he made a move, he was a bona fide young god of slaughter. You actually still dare to appear in front of us. When the Golden Rock King, Barbarian Elephant King, and the other king beasts saw Ji Xiaoyao, unimaginable killing intent burst from their eyes. If it wasn't for Ji Xiaoyao, earlier in the medicine field, they could have caught the vast majority of the geniuses in one fell swoop and refined them into blood pills. But the result was the formation was broken. And they consecutively lost 7 king beasts. At this moment, the 3 top-tier king beasts wished they could eat him on the spot. Are you talking to me? Little house sparrow. Ji Xiaoyao glanced lightly at the Golden Rock King. His expression contemptuous. You're courting death. Bloodlight surfaced in the Golden Rock King's eyes. He had the golden heavenly divine rock bloodline flowing in his body. Incomparably noble. Yet at this moment he became a house sparrow in someone else's mouth. This is an insult. Hee hee. Who is courting death? We'll see later. Ji Xiaoyao chuckled lightly. Staring carefully at the Golden Rock King for a while. Your meat quality is not bad. Just right for making chicken stew with mushrooms. Your meat is too tough. And has an earthy smell. Ji Xiaoyao pointed at the Barbarian Elephant King again. But it should be fine to make meatballs. As for you. He glanced at the soul-devouring tree. You're the most useless. Not suitable as an ingredient. Can only be taken back to be used as firewood. Everyone present couldn't help but feel a tremor in their hearts. Good heavens. Indeed, there are only wrongly given names, but no wrongly given nicknames. This little god of slaughter's style of action is too domineering. Even powerful beings like 3 top-tier king beasts became ingredients in his mouth. I really want to slaughter you right now. The Tree King stepped forward. His eyes gloomy and cold. Terrifying oppressive force striking over. Ji Xiaoyao narrowed his eyes slightly. Useless thing. Can't even be eaten. Yet you talk the most nonsense. After unceremoniously rebuking back, he walked straight to the side of the profound Heaven Emperor Pavilion. Found a spot and sat cross-legged. System. With a thought from Ji Xiaoyao, the system emerged before his eyes. Sign in. He recited silently in his heart. The next moment, the system's icy notification sounds rang out consecutively. Ding dong. Detected that the host is located at the sign-in location. Profound Heaven Emperor Pavilion. Sign-in successful this time. Congratulations to the host on obtaining the reward. Black Yellow Mother Chi Root. Congratulations to the host on obtaining the reward. Myriad Tribulations Sword Art. Congratulations to the host on obtaining the reward. Myriad Spirits Heavenly Tome. Congratulations to the host on obtaining the reward. Divine Medicine X Wu Stalks. Congratulations to the host on obtaining the reward. Supreme Grade Spirit Stones X Arbak K Pieces. Good heavens. Ji Xiaoyao said, good heavens on the spot. As expected of the system. The rewards are too generous. Black Yellow Mother Chi Root. The root of all things when the universe first opened. A supreme artifact refining material. Incomparably heavy. Even the size of a hair strand is enough to crush the firmament. Now I have the material to forge my origin Dao weapon. A smile appeared at the corner of Ji Xiaoyao's mouth. He had countless magic treasures and Dao weapons on him. But none were forged by himself. He had always wanted to forge a custom origin magic treasure for himself to use as a Dao artifact. But suffered from not having suitable materials. Now the Black Yellow Mother Chi Root came at exactly the right time. This is a supreme divine object comparable to immortal gold. Myriad Tribulations Sword Art. One of the 3 taboo sword arts. The supreme divine ability of the sword Dao. Cultivated to its utmost profound depths, it can replace the heavenly Dao and execute punishment on behalf of heaven. The 3 taboo sword arts have all arrived. Ji Xiaoyao took a deep breath. Rumor has it that before the taboo era, there was once a mysterious powerhouse relying on these 3 major sword arts, who forcibly pierced through the immortal domain, and ascended to heaven at the wrong time and the wrong place, becoming an immortal in the mortal realm. Myriad Tribulations Sword Art. Executing the power of heavenly tribulation. Countless runes flowed in Ji Xiaoyao's mind. He continued to look at the next item. Myriad Spirits Heavenly Tome. Can draw the power of myriad spirits of heaven and earth to strengthen oneself. It's actually this cultivation method. Ji Xiaoyao's eyes focused. This is the cultivation method created by that supreme powerhouse, who was a divine medicine, that gained a spirit in the taboo era. Only living beings that are divine medicines that gained a spirit can practice it. Not weaker than ordinary imperial Dao cultivation methods. Just right to give to Xiao Jin to use. With a thought from Ji Xiaoyao, his consciousness entered the primordial space ring. Master. Xiao Jin took root in the 9-colored soil. Seeing Ji Xiaoyao's consciousness appear, immediately turned into its infant form and bowed in salute. At the same time, a panel appeared. Xiao Jin. Age, 56,258. True form, void grass. Cultivation, 3rd heaven of the life lamp realm. Origin divine ability, power of the void. No cultivation method. No divine ability secret arts. As a special living being that is a divine medicine that gained a spirit. Xiao Jin's talent was extremely heaven-defying. But its strength was very weak. Lacking divine abilities and cultivation methods. Normally could only rely on instinct to inhale and exhale essence qi. Xiao Jin. Open your mind. I have a gift for you. Understood. Master. Xiao Jin had pure thoughts. And quickly opened its mind. Ji Xiaoyao pointed with one finger. Teaching the myriad spirits heavenly tome to it. In an instant, Xiao Jin's primordial spirit sea of consciousness trembled. Countless great Dao runes flowing. This is. Xiao Jin's face was full of disbelief. The cultivation method master taught is too extraordinary. And extremely suitable for him. With this cultivation method, he had confidence to rise rapidly in a short time. Many thanks to master for granting the method. Xiao Jin knelt and bowed respectfully in salute. Rise. Ji Xiaoyao nodded. You cultivate properly here from now on. And improve your strength. Understood. Master. Ji Xiaoyao's consciousness exited the primordial space ring. Xiao Jin took a deep breath. He must improve his strength quickly. Only then can he help Master. He returned to his main body and began to circulate the myriad spirits' heavenly tome to cultivate. Dense heaven and earth essence qi overflowed from the nine-colored soil and was absorbed. The aura on his body became thick. Outside the profound Heaven Emperor Pavilion. After exiting from the primordial space ring, Ji Xiaoyao didn't stay idle. He closed his eyes to comprehend the myriad tribulations sword art. As one of the 3 taboo sword arts, the myriad tribulations sword art was incomparably profound. Even top-tier geniuses would have to spend a massive amount of time to get started. But Ji Xiaoyao bore the great Tao Bodhi heart. Naturally blending with the Tao, his comprehension was heaven-defying. He quickly successfully gained entry into the myriad tribulations sword art. In an instant, a terrifying sword qi accompanied by dense heavenly tribulation power permeated around him. His appearance was solemn. Like the Lord of heavenly tribulation. The crowd around felt the change in his aura and cast surprised glances over one after another. What's wrong with the Ji family's little god of slaughter? I feel a very thick heavenly tribulation power on him. Good heavens! Could it be that he gained some enlightenment and is about to break through? The crowd discussed animatedly, waves surging in their hearts. As expected of the Ji family emperor's son, his talent is too heaven-defying to still be able to comprehend and break through under these circumstances. Right at this moment, buzz buzz, a peculiar power suddenly burst from the profound Heaven Emperor Pavilion. Rosy light flying up, blooming with resplendent divine light. A white jade staircase appeared out of thin air, connecting to the profound Heaven Emperor Pavilion. At the end of the white jade staircase hovered a golden divine bone. The divine bone was densely engraved with runes. It was exactly Empress Profound Heaven's inheritance item. Inside it not only lay the inheritance cultivation method, but also the method of destiny. The profound Heaven Emperor Pavilion has opened. The Empress's inheritance reappears in the world. At this moment, all living beings present went crazy, staring excitedly at the divine bone at the end of the white jade staircase. Go! Someone shouted in a low voice, turning into a stream of light and rushing towards the white jade staircase. But before flying far, a dense imperial Tao power permeated out, pressing down on all living beings. This imperial Tao power was very special, targeting only king realm cultivators and above. Under the suppression, the cultivation of all king beasts was forcibly suppressed to the peak of the divine treasure realm. But this kind of suppression had no effect on the geniuses. Those truly affected were that group of king beasts. Die for me. Some geniuses seized the opportunity and attacked the king beasts without hesitation. After all, this group of king beasts was exceptionally arrogant before, targeting everyone. Now falling from the king realm, they naturally became the target of public criticism. Although we fell from the king realm, we can still control your life and death. The Golden Rock King suddenly took to the air, shooting out countless golden feathers, slaying all the attacking geniuses. Hee. Cultivation is suppressed, but the physical body is unaffected. We crush you all the same. The barbarian Elephant King manifested its 1,000-foot true form, carrying a terrifying barbarian aura, trampling a massive number of geniuses into meat paste, terrifying vital blood shaking the void. Die for me. The Tree King raised his hand and shot out countless order divine chains, killing all the geniuses around. For a time, fresh blood and corpses continuously fell from the void. Although the Supreme King Beasts had their cultivation suppressed, their combat power remained frighteningly strong. Not something ordinary geniuses could mess with. Too strong. Fell from the king realm, but their foundation is still there. Especially since their physical bodies are unaffected. The geniuses were horrified, not daring to attack easily anymore. Instead rushing quickly towards the white jade staircase, vainly attempting to seize the divine bone. But that white jade staircase was the test left by the Empress for the inheritors. All who stepped on it would suffer terrifying pressure. Some with weak cultivation were blasted to pieces by the pressure right after stepping on. The Empress's inheritance is not something just anyone can take. The 3 Supreme King Beasts sneered simultaneously, and then by prior agreement walked towards Ji Xiaoyao, comparing me to ingredients. Brat! I'm settling scores with you now. The Golden Rock King attacked first, manifesting an energy giant hand that covered the sky and sun to suppress Ji Xiaoyao. At this time, Ji Xiaoyao was still immersed in the state of sudden enlightenment, sitting cross-legged on the spot motionlessly, as if he didn't notice the danger. But right at this moment, Mo Luan charged over. "Get lost!" Mo Luan shouted in a low voice, demonic qi permeating all over his body. The monk's knife slashing out 100-foot blade ray, directly splitting the Golden Rock King's energy giant hand into pieces. At the same time, Teng Lai and Ouyang Dai also flew over quickly, guarding by Ji Xiaoyao's side. Aren't Mo Luan and the others at odds with the Ji family emperor's son? Why did they suddenly take action to guard him? Someone was puzzled. This is what you don't know. Back at the Pavilion, the Ji family emperor's son relied on his own strength to break through the formation of the king beasts, saving everyone in disguise. Someone explained. I see. The crowd suddenly realized. If you want to attack him, pass us first, Teng Lai said softly, the grand sun bobbing behind his back, completely unafraid of the 3 supreme king beasts. Why waste so much breath on them? Slaughter them all. Just in time to settle the grudges from the Pavilion. Ouyang Dai wore golden battle armor. Although she was a woman, she was incomparably overbearing. The guandao in her hands vibrated, shooting out terrifying blade rays, slashing at all the king beasts present simultaneously.